Sports fans are gearing up at Interstate Sports, your home for officially licensed fan gear. We have jerseys, custom frames, team signs, draft tumblers, and more. For every sports fan's needs, visit interstatesportsgifts.com.
Welcome to Coach Hayes Football and the Team. That's right. If you're here, that means you want to become a team member, and here's how you do it. Simply join up. There are 3 tiers. The first tier is the player tier. On this tier, you get to use special emojis as well as you will get member shout-outs. The second tier is the coach tier. Now, here's where you get prioritized in the comment section on live streams, discounted merchandise. You also will receive access to early videos and private videos. The third tier is the coordinators tier. This tier right here is where it gets really exciting. You get to skip the phone lines and be next automatically. Also, you can join me on the screen, right, during the live streams. You get to come on the screen and talk your talk. Also, we'll be watching some games together. So you'll get specialized and private links in order to watch the games with Coach live. Just a quick note, the higher the tier, you also get the perks that go below it. That's really exciting. So not only that you get the perks for that tier, but you get the ones that follow underneath as well. So don't hesitate. Go ahead, hit that join button, become part of the team with Coach Hayes, and become a player, coach, or coordinator. And I'm telling you, we're going to have a great time this season.
Take it back, take it back, take it back, take it back, slide, 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 you finna go live, slide, you finna go live, slide, you finna go live, slide, I like you got some skate, skate, song, skate, song, skate, I like you got on some 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 skate. But jet, let's go. Pull off with you, slide ding, ride ding, there ding, moving with you, drop it with you, time about the green light, let's go.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Kane Nation in the building? Let me talk to you, man. Let me know everything looks good, sounds good off in this joint. I got my dog V12. What's up with your boy?
I'm in the building. What's up, everybody? What's up, chat? We live, all the way live. Act like you got on rollerblades. That's the remix. Act like you got on rollerblades. Remix that for me, coach.
I can't, dog. We don't do rollerblades at the crib. We don't do rollerblades.
That's not true. That's not true. Come on, no. Hey, listen, coach. I ain't Chico. I know the real deal.
That was easy work. Hey, I was giving my dog body blows last night.
I ain't Chico. Now, I know it's rollerblades down there. Rollerblades and Daisy Dukes.
I'm going to leave you alone, man. Real good, man. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome to another great episode of Canes Talk Live, episode 160. We dropping them off in here already, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Right here, Wild Country, Kane81 says, Coach Hayes, I'm calling in the show. Well, make sure you call in. We'll definitely have it open for you here in a second. Cuban Kane, boy, you be busting me up. Coach, I'm outside. I know you're outside. Insane DW. Hey, peace and abundant blessings. I appreciate that, Insane DW. And if you notice, his name is in green in the chat, and that is for the members, as I talked about. Make sure you become one. We got a lot of fun stuff, man. We won't be in the Champagne Room this weekend because Coach going to be in Florida State, and I'm at Florida State. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. But like I said, we could definitely have a good time with that, man. Shout out to all the people in here. As LMV says, if you'd like to become a member, follow those rules down there for those Apple users. Not the Android folks, but the Apple users. Y'all always need a new set of rules. So shout out to y'all. OG Kane in the building. We up in here, man. So, here we go. We got Get Up. I believe this is Get Up Brown. Hold on, he told me to get in here right now. Hold up, I saw that. Where you go? Here we go. Get Up Brown told me, get in. Coach Hayes, get in here right now. Well, I'm here. I don't want no problem, man. And also, man, big shout out to Interstate Sports Gifts, the sponsor for today's show. Probably the biggest Miami Hurricane fan I've ever met. And he got a sports memorabilia store, so make sure you go check him out. All the information is in the description. If you see something that on there that say it's another team logo on there, but you like it, call me. I guarantee he can get it for you. And he's also very competitive with his prices. Probably going to beat them prices also, man. 12. What's up, dog?
Hey, man. It's another great day. Hump Day Wednesday. And we got a lot to talk about. Big game coming up. Huge. Hey, we call it our Super Bowl where we from. We call it this is our natty. You already know what it is, Coach. Our natty.
So hold on. We could go 1-11, but that one better be Florida State. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. That's all we try to look for. A lot of these. Hey, if we beat State, it kind of eased the pain a little bit. So let's see what's gonna happen.
All right, Tanisha, stay for the laughter, man, because you know Kane show's a little different. We all family over this joint. FAMU, as they say for FAMU, but I ain't gonna steal that from them. LMV in the building. There go my girl right there. We ain't playing. Shauna Boo. Coach them boys be watching you good, bad, and ugly. Keep it up. Also, I'll put a word in for you, Coach. Appreciate it. They need you on the team. Shout out to Shauna Boo in the building. That's Ray Joseph's sister. Actually, the very first cane juice buyer. She bought the very first one. But if I need to I got that picture too. I'm gonna put it on a plaque on the wall. Right? You know how the people put $1 on the wall, their first dollar. We putting Shauna Boo up on the wall back here. Hall of Fame back here. We ain't playing. But anyway, yeah, we having a good time. Oh, LMV said we got coffee, man. We got coffee and all that too after you drink your cane juice. All right. Let's talk a little bit before I go through some stuff here, because I do want to give a special shout out to a special subscriber. I'll call him a subscriber, and I'll do that in a second. But I do want to just kind of open this up about Tyler Van Dyke, as the title is the Tyler Van Dyke era over? Will we see Jacurri or Emory versus Florida State? First part of that is do you think, 12, that the Tyler Van Dyke era is over?
It should be. It should have ended last week. And so I'm going with that train. It should have stopped last week. Like I explained to you and everybody else, we need to make a change at quarterback. I said that weeks ago. You remember, Coach, everybody kind of got on me about that. They told me they were really nasty and being really condescending toward me. You guys in the chat, my family was being condescending towards me, and I didn't know what I was talking about. Emory comes in, Van Dyke gets hurt. Emory comes in, he plays decent against Clemson. Then Van Dyke comes back and he starts to play like a runt, right? He started to play like a runt, right? He's playing like a runt. So I'm saying,
this man got props.
I'm saying, listen, we need to make the change, and we need to make it on Saturday. Now, listen to this. You're familiar with this, and I think they may go that route. Emory Williams. Let me tell you why. Coach Mario Cristobal was very non-committal in the press conference earlier this week about the quarterback situation. That's huge. We have to make sure we read between the lines, because normally, what would he say? TVD is our guy. That little violin is starting to. That violin is starting to crack.
High sound.
Violin is starting to crack. So let's make the change. Emory Williams moving forward.
All right, man. Shout out real quick, man. Hey, Omega Red, you've been riding with your boy for a long time. He said, salute, Coach. Got my cane juice cup and shirt. Let's go. I love it, man. If anybody purchases anything from the store, I don't know if you photo shy or not, but DM me on Twitter or send it to me in the DM. I would love to see the items, man. I appreciate it. I do want to, see you guys in it, and ladies as well. I want to say it was one more thing I saw up here, and I wanted to say it, but I can't miss it. Sauce Vader in the building as well. But anyway, let me get this thing rocking and rolling in here. Yeah, I can agree with that. And I think that black SUV pulled up to your door as well. But I think you were the guy driving when you came to my house. And I didn't know that was you, dog. You was masked up, dog. And you threatened me to make that doggone video about Tyler Van Dyke. And I ain't going to forgive you, V12. We go too far back. All you had to do was ask me, dog. You ain't had to scare me.
You had to make it, Coach.
I'm just saying, dog. We go too far back, dog.
I agree.
But anyway, T. Hines in the building. What's going on with you? Anyway, people are asking about your runts right here. Janisha Barton says, Ask him if those runts are chewy. I've never even heard of runt candy. What is that? I heard of non-laters.
These are not the true ones. These are the ones like jawbreakers. They'll break every tooth. If you have that wisdom, that tooth back there that needs to be removed, chew on a runt. On the rock, on a hard runt, as hard as a rock. Put it all in your mouth, and it'll break a tooth off.
I ain't never heard of them before, man. I never heard of them before. Runts. They ain't sell them at the green store. What they
No, they
them?
didn't. These were when you had to go to Publix and Aventura to get a pack of runts.
Oh,
they ain't selling them off for $190 off a 3.7 at the green store. You're right about that.
Okay. Is that some bourgeois candy?
Yeah, they didn't sell that Pantry Pride over there where you know in your upper echelon neighborhood. You had
top value.
Pantry Pride, Top Value, same thing. You know.
Y'all know about that Top Value on 183rd. Shout out to Top Value. You get a 50-pound bag of rice for $4. Shout out to Top Value. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about it, man. Like I said, we're gonna get this thing rocking and rolling. Let's talk about it. But I want to show some love right quick to a young subscriber here. His father sent me this on Instagram, and I told him, I said, man, I love it. And I'm gonna just show it to you guys. I thought it was awesome, man. As a shout out to Bane in the building for his efforts. And I missed it on the last show. I think the pregame show, it just had a lot going on. But I made him a promise I'll show it here. Y'all check this out.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. It would be extremely painful.
You're a big guy.
For you.
Big shout out to Tan Man, right? He dressed up as Bane for Halloween. So big shout out to Tan Man. Hey, man, keep doing your thing on his Instagram page. I think they got a YouTube page, but they do like Pokemon cards or something like that. But anyway, I just want to give him a shout out. The dad reached out to me. I said, man, I love to put it up there, man. He did a good job. And you know you got to love the King. He dressed up as Reuben Bane for Halloween, dog.
That's awesome, man. Hey,
that's dedication, dog.
That's a young Kane lover right there. He gonna grow up to be an old Kane lover too. We get these natties in one of these days. Anyway,
listen, if we gonna jump into this deal, but I got some old heads we've been talking about. You know, they hang around a lot. I'm gonna let these boys rock for a little bit, if you don't mind.
No, it's all good. Our uncles.
We're gonna bring them to the stage. Hold on, I'm gonna get us off of here, dog. I'm gonna get us up off this joint because these boys here. Y'all go ahead. Y'all done stole the show, man. I'm done. This man got a Burger King crown on, man.
Look good, sound good. Huh? King Kane. Can you hear me, Coach?
Loud and clear.
Hey, Uncle. Hey, Uncle, what's up, man?
What's going on, nephew? Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you, man. You look good. You sound good. You look like a hurricane, man. Listen, Coach, thank you for letting the Browns slide in. You're putting us in the game. The biggest game on our schedule. This FSU week, man. And I had to, this ain't my first rodeo, Coach. So I'm a king, I'm a king up here, man. I'm a King Kane. Get down, Brown. Since 1983.
hey, nephew.
Yes, sir.
Before we get started, I got a quick story about an interaction I had with a Florida State fan today. And,
man, let me hear it.
Hey, listen, let me go through it right quick. Hey, I'm going to the store. I go to the restaurant. It's a Kane restaurant where you got nothing Kane fans in there. And I'm walking into the restaurant, and I get the left foot into the restaurant. Nephew, get the left foot in the restaurant, and all of a sudden I hear the guy at the counter say, "You better give me what I want. I'm gonna take it out on everybody in here."
Oh.
Hey, Coach, can you come back on and give me the big eyeball roll? Give me the big eyeball roll. Come back on, Coach, and give me the big eyeball roll.
Yeah, I think Coach needs to slap that.
He turned around, right? He turned around and he looked at me and he said, "Now you understand what I'm talking about, right?" And I said, "I just got here, bro. I don't know what you're talking about." And he said, "I think it's racism. I think it's racism."
Oh, not the.
Now, Hey, listen. Now everybody in there, when he said that, I realized I go, oh, okay. He looked like me. He black, I'm black, so everybody else is not black. So, but we were all Canes over there, right?
Hell, are you
So,
talking about?
so when he turned around, he said that to me. I said, hey, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. He says, I asked this guy to give me 5 nuggets. He only gave me 4. And he said, I want you to count these nuggets and tell me how many nuggets you see in here. And if you don't see 5 in here, it's got to be racism. I go over there and I pick the box, I open the box up, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I have.
Just like the number of championships we won as Miami Hurricane fans, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, and he got a Florida State shirt on. So and I say, hey, bro, it's 5 in here. He goes, no, it ain't. It's 5 in here. So I counted again. But see, the thing that he was missing is that one of the nuggets was stuck together like that, bro.
Hell, are you
So
talking?
one nugget counted for 2, and there were 3 more. So in order for me to de-escalate the situation, I bought a 2-piece nugget and I gave it to him. And then I had a Florida State fan left happy because he got a 7-piece chicken nugget meal for only $2. And I gave it to him. All right. So that's what we as Hurricane fans have to realize what we're going to be facing on Saturday. We're going to be facing people who can't count the 5, bro. They can't count the 5. Okay? They don't know how to count the 5. And that's what we're going to be dealing with on Saturday. So we got to have those extra chicken nuggets in place so we can give it to them so they can be satisfied. But the chicken nuggets are coming they're going to come in as a Miami Hurricane wing, and we're going to send them all home.
I love it.
We're going to send them all home. All right, it's all
that was terrible.
brother.
Coach, what'd you say, Coach?
That was awful, dog.
My uncle just want to share. Hey, well, listen, that's a tough act to follow, and I just want to bite at the apple about is TDD career over? If y'all asking me that, if I could be slap somebody. If I could be Mario, man, listen, I play all 3 quarterbacks. I would give FSU so much to be concerned about. I wouldn't start TVD. I would give Emory the keys to the car. Jacurri Brown, he got the 3rd quarter. And if anything left in the 4th quarter, we'll give it to TVD. But as far as a starter, it needs to be over, man. I think we've seen enough. I'm ready to flip the page. Big week, man. We there in the Champions Club. Coach, I'm ready to go, man.
Listen, I'm going to add on to that.
I've
got to say, we need to go ahead and move on. We need to go ahead and move on to the 2 quarterback system now. We got to have some things in for Emory. We got to have some things in for Jacurri. Because right now, TVD, he has already pushed me into April of next year. See, the season is over for me. It's over for me. I got to move on into next year, and I got.
So you looking forward? So you looking forward
next year, nephew?
So you looking forward to Cane Fest 2024?
Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, we can't win a natty. We can't win the ACC.
No, not even on the PlayStation.
The only thing that we can play for right now, is pride.
Sport.
Pride. That's the only thing that we can play for right now. And listen, we're playing for pride tomorrow. On Saturday. And then next week, we're playing for pride. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and just prepare next year for everybody. I'll go in there and wait until y'all get there with me. And when y'all get there with me, we can have all these discussions. Okay?
Oh, God.
Have them all again.
All right. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Meet the Browns. I had to do some community service. I had to let the old people alone. I wanted them to pontificate E. Brown came on here vacillating about some chicken nuggets. What are you talking about, bro? Nobody knows. Bro, nobody knows what in the world he's talking about. And so I'll go back and simply say, I just want to do my community service duties. And
thank you, Coach.
And E. Brown, this is for you, man. Take that.
I appreciate you for being an ineffable young man. You're an ineffable young man.
Ineffable. Hold on.
I don't know what that means, but we're going to get this.
Let's get it going.
Appreciate y'all. That's Meet the Browns, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Coach. Go Canes.
I'm going to see you this weekend. Get down.
Hey, come on. I got the orange and green carpet rolled out, and we up top, baby, in the Champions Club. Upset. Don't call in an upset. You heard it here first. Coach, I'm waiting on you, baby. Go Canes.
Appreciate it. All right, man. We back to Badal V12. We had to take a little quick intermission. We tried to meet the Browns up there. I don't know what kind of bloviating E. Brown was doing about some dang old chicken nuggets.
Yeah, E. Brown said, "Hey, E. Brown said you an effable young man." Whew.
I don't know about that. I ain't getting into that. But let's talk some real football up in this joint. You were talking about Coach Cristobal being pretty vague about the quarterbacks, about the quarterback situation, rather. What does that tell you, though? What does that tell you?
It tells me a lot based off of how in the beginning of the season, how he was confident and he spoke very highly of Tyler Van Dyke. It just tells me I think they're definitely reevaluating what they're seeing on the field from TVD. And there is, I would say at this point, a lack of confidence in the coaching staff with respect to TVD. So a change may be forthcoming. And I think that's a signal to people that something drastic is about to happen, and it could possibly happen this game.
Yeah. So I know you said it may be an Emory deal. Here's the question, right? And I know that Coach Shannon Dawson talked a little bit about this. Here's the question. I think this is what everybody wants to know. Is it or is it not? Is it Emory? Is it Jacurri? Here's the scenario. Right now, Emory Williams has played the 4 games. For people that don't know this, the freshman rule and the red shirt rules have changed. You can play up to 4 games and not lose your red shirt. If you play that 5th game, you have lost it. It used to be you step on that football field, it's done data. Emory has now played in 4 games. All right. Jacurri has not played in 1 this season. There are 3 games left. Do they burn Emory Williams' red shirt to play him? Or do they say, hey, you pretty much had the first half of the season, because I'm always go back to Footballville and Street over at Footballville. I first heard report that that Jacurri Brown wanted to be redshirted. However, he still can play this year with those 4 games. Will you move forward with these next 3 games and say, hey, let's see what this young man has in these last 3 games? We're definitely not playing for ACC championship unless somebody's doing some mathematical wizardry around here. Do you think that's going to happen?
I think the ultimate decision, I think, should be up to Emory Williams. I think if, from a coaching perspective, you have this conversation, this coach, with him. If they're expecting to make a change and we're going with the person who I feel gives us the best chance to win or even play a competitive game against Florida State, I think it would be him. So if he gives you pushback on it, then you automatically defer to Jacurri and let him take the reins. Do I think that Jacurri gives us the best chance to win? No. And so, but if that's the case, let it be. I just think the change will be good at this particular point in the season, because what we're having right now, what we've seen right now in the past few games is not working.
All right. So you kind of saying, and we finna get into a little bit. I'm going to give my dog some body blow. Take that. I'm going to say Jacurri may give us the best chance to win. I will say this, and I'm saying this to create some dialogue here.
That's fair.
I say Jacurri, gives us the best chance to win, possibly. Because, yes, we saw Emory Williams play. However, I don't know if we saw enough of him to say he is better than Jacurri. We saw him throw a bunch of screens, safe passes, and nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, chat. I'm just saying we saw enough. We saw what he did, but it was very, very vanilla, since we like to use that term here in football. Vanilla. His package was vanilla. Defense and running game won that game against Clemson, right? For the most part, not our passing game. I think he threw 85 yards, something like that. I don't think Jacurri is getting a fair shake from my perspective. Last time we saw him play was last year. He has maybe he has leaped leaps and bounds over what he did last year. Oh, he can't throw. Well, a lot of people said that about the guy we about to go against in Jordan Travis. Oh, he's terrible. He showed lighting that thing up. And so my thing is, why not? Because is the season already 12? Is the season already what it is, whether we win or lose? And I hate to say we don't want to lose, but if we're going to play for the future, let's see what the future holds. Or you tell me, what's your thoughts?
Well, the counter to that argument is we have something that we all rely on, and you are very attuned to this because you were a head coach and you used to run organizations. There's something called a depth chart. And on the depth chart, it's there for a reason. It's there to explain or lay out your first, second, third, and possibly fourth players on your team. During the spring, if I'm not mistaken, did Emory beat out Brown on the depth chart?
I don't know, because
I'll play him in the spring. Number one,
I don't think either one of them did enough in my eyes that to make a true decision. I have to it didn't like, oh my God. I have to be very honest. I will say this, that he has been placed on the third on the depth chart due to his request of being redshirted, right? He was placed third. Now, I don't know, is he really second? Are they honoring his wishes of being third? I mean, honoring his wishes of redshirting? That's what automatically he defaults him to third as a true emergency quarterback at that point. But now we know there's no emergency situation. He can play as much as he wants.
Well, coach, here's the thing. I don't necessarily, I'm selling that argument buy or sell, because he could still be redshirted and only play the first 4 games. So why, even if that's your request to be redshirted, to your assertion earlier, you can play up to 4 games and still not lose your red shirt. So why did Shannon Dawson, Cristobal decide to have Emory start those games? There has to be a reason. And I'm not saying, hold on. Listen, I'm not dogging Brown. I'm not saying he can't play. That's not what I'm saying. But from what I've seen from Emory, I think playing those games in the first half of the season, and also coming cold to a Clemson game, yeah, he didn't light it up. But guess what? He had pedestrian type numbers that the all-star or the Heisman favorite Van Dyke had. 200 yards minus the 3 picks or 2 picks. So he managed the game properly, and we got the win. Based off that, I think he deserved the nod to go into a hostile Florida State environment and start.
And again, I don't dispute that. Only thing I will push back on is if you gave Jacurri the first 4, right, with no football, injuries are inevitable, not who and when. That's what you got to always remember. So let's say you give him the first 4. Tyler Van Dyke goes out there, he goes down, and and Emory goes down. And now you on game 5, but yet we on week 7 or week 8. That's why I'm thinking if that's the case, and I'm only playing devil's advocate.
No, I think it's,
but I'm saying if he plays those first 4 games, right, and now he has to sit down, and let's say Tyler was out because his finger. Let's just say in that game, that Clemson game, for example, right? Jacurri's now sitting on the bench while Tyler's out, and Emory comes in, and Emory happens to get banged up for whatever reason. Now that is now going to be Jacurri's 5th game, and now you burned his red shirt.
No, right. But what I'm saying to you, Coach,
I'm saying that's why he got the back end of it instead of the front end. That's all I was saying.
But that could have been the same thing for Emory. He could have, they could have saved him for the last 4 games of the season. So yes,
you're right. You're correct. But what we're saying is that Jacurri, what I'm saying is if Jacurri played the first 4, 12, they come to Clemson game and you notice TVD was out, right? Let's just say you notice he was out. And Emory happened to go down for whatever reason. Now when Jacurri comes in, that makes his 5th game. And now it's burned. Versus if he played his first 4, Jacurri could have came in and went out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it just I think there was more of a protection there because that was his wishes. I get where you're coming from. I'm not opposed to Emory starting. But I also think I don't want to make sure that we write off Jacurri Brown. I'm not. And to Unk's point, E. Brown, you can throw a package in there. At this particular point in time, I'm not opposed to that idea as well. Because what we know is this. You were a defensive guru at New Orleans, went on to be a head coach. It's a copycat league. It's copycat in college. Why do you think Shador's always on his butt? Because they're sending people. They know he can't get the ball out. They don't have a lot of film on Emory and Brown. So if you go in there with a different type of game plan, just the little nuances can throw defensive coordinators off. And so that's not a bad plan. We're not, let's be quite frank, we're not really expected to win this game. That's a fair statement. We haven't beat an unranked Miami team, haven't beat ranked Florida State in neon of years. We've lost the last 2 games. Mm-hmm. This is the time for us to experiment. There's nothing wrong with Mario making the decision to say, you know what, I'm going to go in a different direction for these next 2 or 3 games. Because let me tell you this, if those 2 guys play, or if Emory starts, or Jacurri plays, they both play, and they make this game competitive, then we may have something moving, because the next few games aren't given wins anyway. Those other teams are Boston College playing pretty well. Louisville is playing pretty well. We have to see what we have going forward. And I'll say this, yes. But if Emory goes and plays, and let's just say, okay, because if he plays for Saturday, that red shirt is gone, which is fine if that's what he chooses to do. But if Emory plays, I will make sure I work this correctly. If Emory plays and Jacurri doesn't, the writing on the wall is for Jacurri at the University of Miami through the coaches in my eyes. Because now you've made a decision, right? You've made a conscious decision to give the reins over to Jacurri, because now going in, to me, what is the quarterback competition? There really is none, because Emory has all the body of work. That's not fair to judge Emory versus a last year's Jacurri. If I can look at a game with Jacurri in and some work with Emory in, and going into the spring and say, okay, this is what we have. If they solely go with Emory, the writing on the wall, in my opinion, is for Jacurri Brown, and he may hit the transfer portal.
That's a fair assessment, Coach. That's a fair assessment. I can see that the feeling. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment that he'll probably leave, because they've already selected the heir apparent to TVD.
Yeah, apparently so. Because again, it's no risk off your back as a coaching staff. You granted the young man's wish, right? You literally burned his shirt last year for handing the ball off in Bethune-Cookman game. Didn't throw a pass, didn't run the ball, handed the ball off, so that counts as a game played. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. In my opinion, they mismanaged his red shirt year, where this year he should not have been should have been red shirted, should have been able to play. And I think, in my opinion, If they want Jacurri, that's the biggest question. That's the big question mark. If they want Jacurri on this team, then don't mismanage Tyler. Don't mismanage Emory's red shirt because he's at 4. Let him sit, and then let him have. He got a body of work. Emory got a body of work. Emory has a body of work. Jacurri has a body of work, and then they duel it out in the spring if that's the case. That's just how I look at it.
But from an experience and exposure standpoint, Coach, you would be okay with Emory facing a Florida State team cold, have not thrown a pass all season. Do you think that gives us the best chance to not even win, be competitive in that game?
Emory, I'm
sorry. I misspoke. Jacurri.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem with it.
Okay.
You know why? Because he still can play.
Yeah, I agree. He can play.
You still can do things, but he brings another element to the game with his legs that I don't think Emory does. In the sense, you can still give him those safe passes, let him warm himself up, high percentage throws, right? There are high percentage throws out there, but there's an element in Shannon Dawson's offense. If you go back and look at his Houston days with Tank Dell, what was the quarterback's name playing for Cardinals? Tool. What was the Tune? The quarterback Tune was the highest had the most carries in his offense as a rusher. So that's an element of Shannon Dawson's offense that we have not seen because Tyler Van Dyke is not a running guy by no stretch of the imagination. The most we've seen out of Tyler Van Dyke running the ball was that bootleg he ran for 37-something yards. So we're literally taking pages out of Shannon Dawson's offense by not playing a mobile quarterback like you had in Tune at Houston and the ability to throw. And that's what I wanted. That's what I'm so interested to see in this offense, that element that we have not seen all season due to the fact of the skill set of Tyler Van Dyke. And that's what's interesting to me. I want to see the zone read. He pulls it. The zone read, the true RPO, he pulls it. Now they have the RPO is really an option. We know it's an option, but where the guy bubbles, pulls it, and treats it like an option. But picture, there are so many more elements to this offense that we have not seen, like I said, due to the skill set. And Emory and Tyler Van Dyke's skill set so far as running are very similar, if not the same. And so that's why I say I wouldn't mind going in there. And that is also something that Florida State has not seen from Miami, and we don't know if they'll be prepared for it from Miami.
Yeah, that's a wrinkle in the game plan. So yeah, it could be Brown because they may still have to bring in TVD if they're concerned about not mismanaging Emory's red shirt. It could be Brown and TVD. That could be a possible option as well.
If Emory Williams red shirt, if he and his family don't care, and if I'm his dad, if I have that conversation, I would like to have that. I'm talking about Emory's father or family rather.
Yeah,
I don't know the situation. I don't know the situation, but his family, and they're okay with it. Then I'm okay with seeing both. I'm okay with seeing, because we watch people like North Carolina State. We watch people like Oregon State. Oregon State got big DJU. They brought in the freshman, or whatever he is, number 0, to run the ball, and he gutted Colorado now 30, 40 yards. But my thing is, it's okay to do that with Jacurri now because he's not in any detriment of losing anything. So I don't have a problem with seeing the two-headed monster back there. I really don't. I don't have an issue at all with mixing it up and matching it up. You know what I mean? Because there's nobody in jeopardy as long as Emory's folks are fine with him burning it. That's just where I am with it in that sense. I'm trying to look at some of these questions, man. TVD said be sacking himself. OG Kane in the building says Dawson's offense thrives heavily on mobile quarterback. Tune in King at Houston. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Let me do this dono right quick, and then we'll push on, and I'll open this up. Frederick Williams, Canes for Life, $4.99. I appreciate it. So what's good, Coach? Just tuning in. I think Miami should start JB, which is Jacurri Brown at quarterback, with a 2-back set with Fletcher and Brashard Smith. Well, you must have been watching these shows, boy. Or if not, great minds think alike. Because I said that. Imagine that. You got thunder, lightning, and then you got, I don't know, a whirlwind in the middle of that quarterback. Imagine that. You got thunder in Mark Fletcher. You got lightning in Brashard Smith. And then what if I pull it as a quarterback? And I still got 3 receivers out there. A 6'5" Kobe Young, a 6'3" Jacoby George, right? And you still got your boy Restrepo out there for the check down, get down. Now we 100 miles and running. Yeah. I just think because there's no jeopardy, I think that you could truly see a Shannon Dawson offense. Thunder, lightning, and rain. I like that, Omega. Appreciate you becoming a member, too. I saw that. Say you've been a member for a month. Thanks, Omega. But, yeah, thunder, lightning, and rain. No, I'm going to call it hail. Thunder, lightning, and hail. Because when he get the ball, it's hell yeah, baby. Touchdown. JB in the building. Anyway, that's why I am with it. What happens to Tyler Van Dyke? Let's go back TVD days. Let's say TVD leave. Does he enter the draft or does he go find another program to play at? Because he has 1 year left.
Well, I think he has money. He has an NIL. So he could possibly go to enter the transfer portal and go to another college.
Susie Pink. Mm-hmm.
I don't think right now the scouts are too thrilled with how he's been producing over the last few games. I mean, he has the size. One thing, the NFL is so tricky, Coach. You know, sometimes no matter how, right? They like size. They like arm strength, and you can't teach size and brains as well. But he has the size, prototypical quarterback. He has arm, so he can go. But he'll be a low draft pick if he were to go this year. So I think he probably stays, transfers out. Because, I mean, these guys, now they have a couple dollars in the bank from NIL. That's not a immediate jump for some of them to the NFL because now they got bread in the bank. And they can make sure their draft stock is better. I think he probably tests the waters because I think just like basketball, you can kind of test, see how you grade out, and then make a decision from there.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think that, and I may be wrong. I'm just looking at a kid's face. I think he's tired of football. I'm just being honest. Sometimes kids burn out, bro. Right? A lot of people don't recognize or realize. Think about it. Tyler Van Dyke is what, 22 years old, maybe 20, 21, 22, 23. Right? Probably been playing this game since he was 5, 6. He's been doing this for 17 years. How many of y'all been on y'all job for 17 years and hate every moment of it? Right? It's just what it is. Like, and he's not having 100%. So he's not having great success at it. And I think that's an issue. Sometimes you see kids and they just walk away from the game. They're tired of it, right? Regardless of how talented or not talented they are, right? Some people, they're a relief when it's done. I remember a kid told me his senior year when the clock hit 0, he said, "Thank you, coach." And I feel so much better. He didn't have to live up to his dad's dreams anymore. He just told me that. "Thanks, coach. I feel so much better." I didn't realize what he meant. But he could play, but he just got tired of it. The practice, the wake up, or like some people just don't want to do that, even though they're talented at it. Somebody, Kevin, said that's BS, coach. I'm just telling you.
I just wanted to address the insane DW. Go back, coach. We spoke about no NFL team. Yeah, no NFL team in the league would take a chance on QB quarterback issues. We're gonna say that's a lie. Confidence issues. We know that's a lie because there's a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL with confidence issues. What they would do is they would try to fix it. They'll bring in the best sports psychologists, the best sports psychiatrists, and try to put him in better situations to improve his confidence. So I challenge that and say, DW, you know, we go way back. I love your outlook, but I'm going to challenge that. NFL got a lot of resources to help quarterbacks. And your quarterback in the NFL, you have to be really, 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 really terrible to get kicked out the NFL. So,
and you got to remember, if you're a 5th round draft pick, it's not major money.
Exactly. They'll take a chance.
They'll take a chance because they make that money back in hot dogs on one Saturday. So it's nothing to get you for cheap. And if you can come in and be a career backup dude, I'm not saying they're going to look for him to be a starter.
Yeah.
But he could probably come in and be a career backup guy and maybe earn it. Maybe when he gets there, maybe he just needs a new environment. Because I will say this about Tyler Van Dyke. He has the tools. He has the hammer. He's got the screwdriver. He got the pliers. He got the saw. He just needs to know when to use them. He's using the saw to unlock the door. Use the key. That's the problem right there. He has the tools.
I agree, Coach.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. And we've seen these types of transfer and success stories all over college football, all over the NFL. Sometimes the person may not be a perfect fit or great fit anymore where they are, and you move on and become a star or become a solid player wherever you go. I think we know that he can throw the ball. We know he has a strong arm. He's just in a funk right now. And for some reason, he can't seem to get out of it. To your point, he doesn't seem like he really wants to be there anymore. We're just kind of looking at it from the outside, speculating.
Yeah, definitely speculating. We're 100% speculating on this.
Sometimes change is good. He got paid, got the NIL, he got paid. He can kind of say, hey, get through the season. And let me say this. I don't know. They're saying that Tyler Van Dyke is not hurt, but as we know, coaches lie, training staff, they lie. It's just like saying Shador's not hurt. We know Shador was hurt. I don't know if TVD is 100%. So I think that would have made the transition easier for Mario to kind of say, hey, he's not 100%. We're going to sit him down for this Florida State game. There are ways, Coach, and you know this, to make it easier on the player. It doesn't make it look as bad to the fans and to the media when they want to sit a player, or in Chico's a word or vein, move someone. When they move them, they could make it, they could frame it in a way. I'm sorry, say it again.
So not being demoted, he's moved.
It's just being how they move someone and kind of still protect that person's integrity and livelihood.
Yeah, real quick. I don't know if it's Mia Canes or it's saying MIA Canes. So I'm sorry. I guess it's MIA, Miami Hurricanes 83. Coach, how can Jacurri redshirt since he played 5 games last season? Because he didn't play that many this season. And I believe they can I think at this point you have to not submit. That's not the right word. What am I saying? Apply for it, I guess is the right way to say it. It's been a little funny with the 4 games deal. But again, that's kind of what's out there. And so that's how you can do it. Remember, you don't always have to redshirt your first year. You don't always have to redshirt. Hell, you go ask McCormick. I know he's had some injuries, and we got a lot of medical redshirts, but number 84, I think he's looking for his 9th season of college football. This dude should have a doctorate by now. So that's where we are. And real quick, Brandon in the building for the 199. Look at Tyrod Taylor, Josh Dobbs, and even Geno. Yeah, you're 100% correct. 100% correct. There are a lot of players that come in. They trying you, dog. Say, Coach, hey, please move Chico back this channel. I guess you talking about you, dog? You look like Chico.
Oh, yeah, they messing with Chico. They know I don't play them games.
Yeah, so that's just kind of where we are in that sense, man. And it's interesting, 12. It's interesting when you look at this dynamic. Nobody thought we would be here right now as Miami Hurricane fan base. Nobody thought that we would be, including myself. And I slapped myself a couple of times. Go ahead and just. Nobody thought that we would be here, even though I said 7-5. I'm sorry, Omega Red, you shut out. I ain't seen that in so long. That pink lotion moisturizer. What you know about pink lotion, man? Cut it out. Get out of here, Omega Red. Anyway, nobody thought we'd be here, even though I said 7-5. I said that from the spring game. Or maybe, yeah, it was after the spring game. I said 7-5. And I kind of looked at it and I was like, eh. And then X came on here talking about the running back game, and I got excited. I was like, oh, I got to put my seatbelt on. And then I watched this come out against Texas A&M, and I'm like, yeah, baby, yes. I didn't have that feeling when we played Bethune-Cookman like we did that first year with Josh Gaddis, and I told Steve Kim on the 300 level, I don't know, look a little shaky, baby. No, I didn't have that feeling. I didn't have that feeling even when we played Miami of Ohio. I didn't feel like it was shaky. Play Georgia Tech. I'm like, I get everybody, take a couple times to make a pattern. All right, down game. Did enough to win the game. I ain't gonna say what I need to say about it, but a certain piece of anatomy need to touch a certain piece of greenery. Then we go to Virginia Tech. I'm like, not playing great, but that's why I made the video that I was threatened about. And we come to this doggone wolf pack. And I'm like, damn, here we are. And would you thought 12? I wasn't thinking 12-0, but I wasn't thinking looking like that. We can't, with all this talent, we can't score a touchdown, bro. A touchdown in today's modern college football. A touchdown, bro. Last year, we went to field goals with Virginia. This year, field goals with North Carolina State.
It's tough because we have 6 wins, but those wins don't make you giddy inside. I mean, the only one out of the 6 I would say probably is the Texas A&M one.
And Clemson.
Well, Clemson we won. I get, yeah.
A good win. Good win. We needed that win.
Great win. The last few games, yeah, I agree. It's almost like here we go. We're kind of reverting back to some of the things we did last year. I mean, we're still somewhat in the driver's seat. Still have 6 wins. We're going bowling this year. Now, which bowl we go to, we're not sure. We had the 6 wins, so we met that mark. We've improved from 5-7 last year. You want to look at it, that's good. We have the 1 extra win at this point in the season. If you try to look like somebody who won't let you go to the bathroom or let you sit by your friend, yeah. Hey, Shad, I need a pass. Hey, listen, I need a pass. Stop all that talking, Shad.
I said, hey, yo, what's up, baby? Hey, good to meet you at the tailgate, man. Glad you finally made it to your first Miami Hurricane game, and it was a W for you, man. Shout out to you. Coach Hayes, V12. Mini cuz he got 1-2 mini hot takes. Okay. 1-2 mini stacks. 1-2 many people's in their feelings. Yo, I guess I read that hella wrong, but I know where you're coming from. Real quick, James Welford says, Coach Hayes, when Miami admin rejected Butch Davis back when they could have gotten him for a lot less than Mario, do you think they wanted to win then? I don't know. I know this is gonna sound crazy. I don't think Butch Davis was the answer. Even to hire him then, I don't think Butch Davis was the answer. I think we get caught up in different times. The game is so different. Recruiting is so different. I know Butch Davis has the name. I get it. I understand it. I respect it. But I don't think he was the answer to what we needed.
Well, they said the same thing about Mac Brown, Coach. Mac Brown been holding it down. They said the same thing about Mac.
Yeah, but we were in a different boat when it came to the finances. I'm saying now, one thing Mario Cristobal did, he cracked the piggy bank. That's what he came in and did. Right? That's not an X and O issue. Administratively, I don't know if Butch Davis would have wielded that kind of power at the University of Miami to make them crack the bank, and we would have kind of just been in that revolving door, in my opinion. And so that's why I say that. I don't think North Carolina has ever had a true administrative and money issue. Theirs was talent acquisition issue and coaching issue. That's just my opinion. They had some talent, but they couldn't put it together with coaching. Then they had good coaches, but didn't have talent. Now you're seeing an old guy, an old veteran dude, but they're getting talent. And that's what you're starting to see them come around. You know.
Man, look, Coach, I know we're still waiting for that star to burst, man. Like, we're still waiting for that star. You've been talking about it. We're still waiting on that person or those persons to just jump off the. We see Bane, stars born, but on the offense, we still have to find that person, and I think it starts at the QB position. Definitely starts there.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with you. I'll say this before we open up the phone lines because I'm not gonna be here long. We got over 300 people in the building, 319 in the building right now. Appreciate it. Go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button as we're on the road to 38,000. I think we're at 37.3 right now. So let's go ahead and make that happen as you come on in. People always ask me, Coach, why you got to be a subscriber to comment? Well, it's not really to try to get subscribers, even though I think it's kind of slick. But I do it to protect the channel from those funny sites, if you know what I'm saying. Because they will ask T2Y. They got his channel banned for 4 days because they come on. I want to bring up a thing before we open up the phone lines here, 12. If you don't mind. Matter of fact, let me open them and let people build up in the queue. Let me do that. Damn, I lost my train of thought.
You are the only participant in the conference.
I done lost my train of thought, 12.
No, you go ahead. Let's talk about it.
I can't talk about it if I can't remember.
Coach Gino, sound like Chico.
No new taxes. No. Golly, I can't. Come up with something, man.
Open up the phone lines. Let's go.
Open them. They're coming in right now.
So here's the question for you. And then somebody in the chat put it in there. I think they said they don't believe our star quarterback is on the roster yet. That's a bold statement. How do you feel? Do you think our quarterback is out there somewhere? And when is he going to show up?
That's interesting, bro.
Very interesting.
So here's the deal. That's interesting. With the transfer portal, I will say this. If we go in the transfer portal, oh, shoot, I didn't lock y'all back here talking. Hold on. I'm tripping today, man.
All participants are muted.
Third degree say he is not. I think he may have posed it. I'm not sure, but that was really a great question. Whoever posed that, there's been basically saying we don't have him yet. Who that said? Somebody said quarterback is Michael. Somebody said the quarterback. Hold on, Coach. You gonna forget? Come on, man. I smack you. Ooh, smack it. Don't get me hot. They said the quarterback on here, Michael Pratt. Hey, if anybody to that question, who do you think Miami's quarterback is? Drop it in the chat. Is he on the roster? Is it Emory? Is it JB? Is it Pratt? Come on. Somebody say Tulane. Somebody said bring back Tate Martell. Bring it Tate Martell. Let's go. Tate for the win. Come on now. Hey, Coach, they saying he may not be on the roster.
I think that's what we were talking about.
Yes.
We're talking about quarterbacks.
Yes.
If you bring in that's not what I want to talk about, but if we bring in a quarterback.
Somebody say Jacurri. Somebody say not on the roster. Go ahead, Coach.
All right. If you bring in a quarterback, you're going to have to go after one of those, a very good G5 guy. I don't want to come in.
Go ahead.
I don't want to come in with, some backup guy from another program. I want to come in with a guy that has proven himself at that level, at the G5 level, one of the top elite guys, and kind of pull him out the farm system, right? Because I think that's what G5 is leading to be. The G5 is going to end up being kind of like the minor leagues in baseball, right? Where we want to see how you work out a little bit. Go ahead and go on down there to FIU and play. If not, we'll pull you up from FIU. It's kind of that kind of thing. I think that's what's happening right now. It's a minor league type deal. And like you say, maybe the guy from Tulane. But here's the problem. We're not the only one with that philosophy. You got some other people with that same philosophy, bro. You understand? So I don't know. And then what does that say about the two guys you have on the roster? That's the question. If Emory becomes your guy, right? If Emory becomes your guy and you go get another guy on the roster, what happened?
Cedric said, "No, you're rolling. Hush your mouth." I said, "Thank you, Cedric."
Yeah. Shut it up.
Shut it up.
So with that being said, if you go get, and I'm just thinking scenario, let's just say Emory Williams comes, Jacurri jumps in the portal, then you have to go in the portal and get maybe 2 guys, right? A hire, and then maybe a guy that can kind of fend through this thing. He just disappeared. I'm talking to myself because you're doing too much, 12. Just don't.
I'm right here, man. I'm right here, brother.
And then if they both stay, do you go get a higher guy like the guy from Tulane that we talking about? Oh, Cole Pepper. You got to call in. Cole Pepper, call in. 862-799-9956. I ain't playing with you today.
Yeah.
So that's what we are. That's what we are.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I think it's always good to have a quarterback competition, a real quarterback competition. So if the person not on the roster, I work on the person to come in and let's compete for the position.
Yeah, real quick, CW on here for the $2. Says again, elite QBs will be tough haul for Mario. Like I say, you know, it's kind of like that draft we in right now. Huh? It's like that draft we in right now. Matter of fact, homeboy, I see you over there. Hold your eye. You want to know why? Because me and V12 going head-to-head in the playoffs. Lawan Love. Lawan. I'm finna whoop your behind, dog. 12. Forget this show. Let's talk about this draft, dog. No, I'm just playing.
Fantasy. Did I make it in both leagues?
I ain't boy watching you, dog. Hey, show me my opponent. That's all. I'm gonna throw a W on this schedule. We finna whoop y'all behind, dog. Don't worry about it. I'm the commissioner. Somebody on your thing be finna be on crutches in a minute. Don't worry about it. Somebody gonna get a little red flag, but like, he ain't playing this week. Huh? Got something to say?
I'm ready.
That's what I thought. I pay you to spin records. Now let me know in case something transpire. All right, here we go. Let's talk a little bit. If you are a member, you will be able to skip the line. Let's get in here and talk. If you are a member calling in, you will get a chance to skip the line, and we'll definitely make it happen. Let me get the first person out the way. You know they already finna drop this knowledge on us right now. So
let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. We're all here to do what we're all here to do. Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it. I thought you'd have figured that out by now.
Hey, Miss Wilcox, talk to us. Y'all drop the emoji in the chat.
Hi, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. You on with myself and V12?
Hi, B12. How you doing too?
Hi, Miss Wilcox. How are you?
Just great. Let's get to the point because you already know.
Yes,
Number one, at the beginning of the season, I told you all, when you get to the game 5, that's when you're supposed to change quarterback. That was Georgia Tech. I told you it won't be Texas A&M. I gave you the clue.
Yes, ma'am.
I showed you how to manifest it.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're not listening. But at the same time, Alabama was over there having trouble. He listening because he started the whole mess.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't step in people's backyard just because you all that and confuse a player's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem at Miami. Alabama wanted him. Why? Miami was trying to get things together.
Mm-hmm.
And Mama's a lawyer. I don't have no problem with that. But if he wanted to go to NFL when he had it great and good, he should have left when it was. He did well that year. When they said that he was in the top 10, he should have left right then and there. Okay? Or the year after because you still had stats. Okay? And at this time, you know Dallas did what he did. He shook the house because he knew he was paid to do it. When I said people are paid to do it, those people don't lie. The blueprint was stolen, sold to each school, that TBD. was not going to be successful when they play to bring you down to the level to make sure you all won't be able to have the funds nor the players to come to the university.
That's right.
Because what? The triangle don't lie.
That's right.
I told you the state of Alabama, they die by the dozen. Ain't no players in the state of Alabama. They got to fish where? In your territory. He did not go to Alabama unless he took what? Your coaches. And from there, the coaches came what? The players. So if my hometown from Alabama don't have no black kids or non-white kids that can survive to be there, what you think they want to hold on to? Well, let's get back to Georgia. Because Georgia Tech knew they needed y'all. And they paid them for that.
Yes,
I tell you that zebra don't lie. You saw what happened, and they gave that game back to what? It was about money. They needed that. Because guess what? I told you, United States is broke. We are furnishing other wars, and ourselves is in danger. While people building tunnels and everything else, some of us going to be losing houses and living with the next door neighbor. You got to make it through the next 4 years of that $36.5 trillion, $280,000 per person got to pay in. And we what? Debt slave. So let's get back to college. What's the debt slave? Meaning that they don't want to pay the players, but they want your players. And the confusion to step over you was again.
Yes,
North Carolina State was another setup game. Because what? Again, that tape was sold. Practice on you. And your quarterback can't move because what?
His finger hurt?
He's done.
Oh.
No, he's done. Meaning done means they got you both ways. He couldn't move, he couldn't throw, he couldn't do nothing. When those tapes are sold to those players that's hungry for success to get paid up on the table, they're going to pay them. Y'all didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
All righty then. Let's get to the next.
But
because number one, you beat Clemson. Clemson was already ready for a TBD, but you played who? And he won, didn't he?
Yes,
so common sense, you playing the next team.
Yes,
Brown and Mr. Williams should be the quarterback if you want to win, because they already know the gravy train. Now, if you want to win, you should have been putting those other two in there because they don't know your play. They don't know your scorebook. They don't know what has happened. They haven't even seen the players on the blimp. The blimp that been in the air stole TBD information. And I'm out.
The blimp.
I know it's hot, but I'm out. There's more to come. I can talk because I'm free. Good night.
By Miss Wilcox. The blimp.
I gave it Wilcox the double wave. Good night, Miss Wilcox.
Hey man, show respect, man.
I am. You gave one wave. I gave the double wave. What's wrong with you?
The Goodyear blimp. I
Stole
told
the
y'all.
information. Stole the information.
I told y'all. Listen, y'all. I'm telling you, crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. That's exactly what happened. See, y'all Cane fans because y'all made that choice already. I thought you knew that by now. That's not why you here. You here to figure out why you made the choice to be a Cane. And the Oracle, look at the timing of that. The Oracle, bring, bring, bring. Money just started falling. She talk about we broke. We ain't broke over here. We just got $2.
Hey, zebras don't lie. And Mr. Williams need to be the quarterback. I'm done. The zebras don't lie. Take that to bed with y'all. Okay? Who is that? Shad? Take it to bed. Omega Red? Take that to bed. Zebras don't lie. Smiley? Zebras don't lie. LMV? And Mr. Williams should be the quarterback. But last, I'm going to add this one to it. The blimp stole TBD's information. Just rest on that. Just rest
You
on
sounding
it.
a little sassy. You sounding a little sassy over there.
What I'm trying to explain to you guys is that that's knowledge. I agree with you. I agree with you. That's knowledge that's being dropped.
All right. I'm just saying. And for those that are new to this channel, I know you don't get it. I saw a lot of All right, Kane City Cartel, what's up with you, baby? I saw you. But I'm telling you, Kane City, you know how to cook. You be on that grill pregame. You're going to be at the game. And you're going to be flipping over them lobster tails you be making. And as soon as you flip it over, you're going to be like, oh, shiggity. That's what she was talking about. So you know, every time I say something, look at that. Bring, bring, bring. I'm telling you, y'all better stop playing with Ms. Wilcox. Anyway, appreciate you as always. More real $2. It's the redraft. It's a redraft in the fantasy, Bert. I don't know. I'm finna redraft everybody because I'm finna win that thing. I ain't paying no money. If we lose, I ain't paying no money. Come find me. CW for another $2. This is proof that being big. Okay, you know what? Mother, you ever talk? CW, you know what?
What happened, man?
Man, he's talking crazy. Rawhide in the building. Rawhide in the building for the 1-9 mic drop. Yeah, Rawhide. I know you kind of knew to Coach Hayes a little bit. We've been hanging out a little bit. But boy, we here to fertilize your brain, Rawhide. Huh? Trying to tell you. Anyway, let's get back to it. Let's open up these phone lines. I got another caller here on the line, 862-799-9956. Studio One. Man, hold on. Before I get to the next call, I got OG Kane on the line. Studio One, I got beef, dog. I got beef, Studio One. I got beef with you, bro. And I told you, I don't come on here and talk about no other man on my record, like Master P. But Studio One, I ain't heard from you in a long time, Studio. I told you I'm a jealous YouTuber. But every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. Every time I'm on another channel, you on another channel. You sure be talking over there, Studio. I got beef. So I hope my phone will ring in the next minute or so. I appreciate you, Studio. I just had to do it this way. Love you though, bro. Anyway, OG Kane, talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? What's going on, V12?
I'm good, man. Aiden, go to bed, boy. Go to bed, Aiden. What's going on, OG? Talk to me.
Man, I don't know. Shout out to Miss Wilcox, man. Shout out to Miss Wilcox, the Oracle.
Thank you, OG. Appreciate you, man.
Man, no thanks.
So talk to me, man.
Well, Coach, I'm just calling in because I got some concerns, and I'm finna rattle some feathers. I'm not liking what I'm about to say myself, and I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I'm just going on with my eyes and what I did. You know, they say, you know, you're going to do some stuff, you know, you need to do some research for yourself.
Mm-hmm. True story.
So what I did is, you know, YouTube is your friend, for everybody that don't know.
Okay.
So I went back and watched some condensed games, Oregon, when Coach Mario was there. And just, you know, saw all that talent that he had, the 4 stars, the 5 stars, the blue chips, what have you. And I just watched that offense. I watched 2 games, 17 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. And then I was like, man, that offense looks similar to our offense. And it's different coordinators. So I went and
hold on. You talking about at Oregon? At Oregon?
Yeah, you know, Dawson wasn't at, you know, Oregon. You know what I mean? They had a different coordinator at Oregon when Coach Mario was there, 19 and 20.
Okay.
And
I think he's the head coach at Akron now.
What's that again? I'm sorry.
I said I think he's the head coach at Akron. I forgot his name, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah. You know, for a minute, everybody was screaming, "We need to get him," you know, as the OC. You know, after last year. But so I went and looked at Dawson's offense at Houston, and same thing. Watched about 17, 20. All these are condensed games. You know, I'm not going to sit and watch all the games. And what I saw with Dawson's offense, even watched a little bit of his West Virginia. You know, shout out to Shad. I'm gonna wait till Shad do a show, and me and him will rap on that. I'm gonna wait till Shad do a show too.
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching Dawson's offense. It's more 4 wide. He had some tight end packages, but most of the time it was 4 wide, and he ran the ball out of the 4 wide. And that's where he got majority of his yards. And, you know, his quarterback got a lot of yards or whatever. That's why I was telling Shad, he's better with a mobile quarterback. It don't have to be, you know, no runner or no scrambler, just, you know, mobile quarterback. But my point is, my opinion, I think Coach Mario's got his hand in Dawson's pocket, because that offense is looking similar to what that offense looked like when Mario was at Oregon in 19 and 20. And I just find that puzzling that they looking that similar. And I'm not even talking about TVD. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm just talking about the offense itself is looking similar. But now, if you this year, you go look at Oregon's offense, and they got some transfers in, they got some recruits in, but some majority of them players, some of them checked out and transferred out, but some of them, they're still good players that Mario brought in there. That offense is rolling, dog.
So
that offense is,
so
man,
hold on.
That offense is rolling.
So, OG, let me make sure I'm listening to this right. So you saying you went back and you watched Oregon when Cristobal was there
in 19 and 20, yeah.
And so you saying that you looked at Oregon. I got to close my eyes and picture this. So you looked at 19 and 20 Oregon, and you looked at their offense, and you're saying that offense looks very similar to the offense we have now at Miami.
What we running now. That is correct.
And you're saying that Shannon Dawson, who was at Houston, was definitely not running that type of offense.
Or at West Virginia.
or at West Virginia. Is not running that kind of offense. But yeah, Shannon Dawson comes here, and our offense still looks like 1920 Oregon.
No, it looks like 2019, 2020 Oregon.
Oh, I'm saying 1920. I'm sorry. 19.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
I understand. Yeah, 19 years, 19 and 20 Oregon. So you're saying that he don't necessarily got his hands in it. As Rocky McMillan says, Mario Cristobal is the offensive coordinator. Let's not get it twisted. Wow.
I ain't saying that. I'm just saying he's got some say so, or was it to me? My opinion. And this is after I've looked at it myself. Now, you know, I ain't just coming on. I'm not gonna talk about something and I ain't gonna look at it myself. But if people, you know, if people think I'm wrong and I'd rather they fail, that's cool. That's just my opinion. But go look at it yourself. And then, you know, I'm not one of the people that's in denial. If my son is slow, my son is slow. I'm not gonna be like, no, not my baby. And I love my son.
Baby.
You know what I'm saying? I like Mario. I do. Glad he's here, turn the program around. But it's just like you bringing in all this talent, but then like what's going on? And then the same thing happened. Hey man, it could be a coincidence, but I just challenge people if they want to challenge me on that, go back and look at the condensed versions of those games, and then look at they've seen our offense this year, and then go look at some of the games that Houston, West Virginia, whatever have you. I don't recommend Southern Miss. He wasn't there that long. He got fired from there. But and then look at Oregon's offense now with that same kind of talent. And that's it, man. That's all I got for you, Coach.
Boy, you sound like an old private eye there, OG, but I appreciate it, man. Let me get V12's thoughts on this, and I'm going to get to these next callers, man.
Hey,
all right, Coach.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. 12.
Everything. Hey, that's deep. That's a deep one. And if that's the case, then we in trouble. I don't think Dawson has, that's partially the case. I don't think Dawson has, like we alluded to earlier, the full complements at the quarterback position to run the full offense the way how he wants to run it. But certain sets, I can see where what the call is correct on. Remember, one of the key elements to his offense, we alluded to it earlier, is a mobile quarterback. It makes it look totally different.
Mm-hmm. Nah, listen. OG Kane out there doing some detective work. OG Kane, he probably ain't just spilled the tea. He knocked the whole tea kettle over. Uh-oh. He finna make Coach do some homework tonight. I'm finna get on this condensed version, and I'm finna go check it out with my own two big old eyes. Interesting take, OG Kane. I'll make sure I address that on the next one, because I want to research it for myself, like Players Club. Don't trust nobody information but your own. Anyway, that's huge, right? That's a big find right there. We got Brother Jay Blaze in the building. 12, you brought him up, so I'll let you go ahead and talk to him, man. You asked where was he been. Talk to him.
What's going on, Coach Hayes? V12, my man. He always call me sometime, V12.
Hey, listen. Hey, Blaze, I just asked Coach if I owe you money, because the number I have for you, I done texted and turned green. I done called you, went to the voicemail. I just asked you, I said, have you heard from Blaze?
I got a new phone, man. I got a new phone. I told Coach Hayes the other day I had to go buy another phone.
He ain't tell me.
Hey, see that just like the repo man. So you could call me sometime, but I don't have your number. That's the thing. That's the thing we do around here. You want to say you can call me sometime, B12, but you done change the number. Hey, but guess what? One thing about Coach though, I got receipts, and I done reached out to my dog. I say, well, have you heard from Blaze? I called him, I emailed, I texted him. I ain't heard nothing. He said because he said you were under the weather. Said maybe we try to Blaze.
I was under the weather, but
all right. So make sure you send me the new number, Blaze. Because don't say why you don't call me and you don't got no phone on. You know, change the number.
I got you. Hey, I want to say this, OG, what he just said, man. I stood up and clapped because he on point.
Like Stacey Adams.
Because I did the same research. If everybody who's listening right now, if you can do, all you got to do is look up what is the air raid offense. You can Google it, you can YouTube it. What is the air raid offense? It would explain to you. It's definitely a 4 to 5 wide system, 4 receivers to 5 wide system. When Mario brought Dawson in, Mario wanted to run the ball. And remember, we used to talk about the power raid when he wanted to mix the power running game with the air raid offense. But see, in that system, I said 4 to 5 wide. It's about using the tight end. See, a part of that receiver is the 4 or 5 wide. You're using a tight end as a receiver, but you space them out.
Mm-hmm.
Mario brought the tight end in and using him as a blocker instead of a receiver. That's why we don't even really see the tight end catching that many passes.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't see them catching at all. They mainly blockers. And now you're not in the air raid offense. You're not in Dawson's offense.
Mm-hmm.
You're changing it. So all you got to do, just do your research on what's the air raid offense. You'll learn that it's 4 to 5 wide, whether you are 3x1, 2x2, whatever, but it's 4 receivers. One of the receivers are a tight end that's moved outward from the line, and he's a receiver going straight up the seam. But you'll see they use mesh concepts. They use a lot of different things with the receivers. It's a pass-heavy offense. But remember, when he brought Dawson in, Mari wanted to run the ball, and you want to pound the ball with running back.
So let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask you a question, Blade. Let me ask you a quick question before you go on. As you looked at that video, who was the primary read in that video?
The slot, the X guy.
And who plays that for us?
I mean, the Y guy. I'm sorry, the Y guy, X, Y, Z, Y guy.
But who plays that for us? What person plays that for us?
Restrepo.
And that's back when I went to that video
Restrepo
saying
plays that.
Yeah,
but Y guy. But that's just the option. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the other receivers.
I know, but I'm saying he's the primary. I know you can, but he's the primary read.
Yeah, right. He's the primary read because it's a level system where it's a way you read who's open.
Right, and that's what I was.
You'll see it.
No, I've seen it, but I was just saying.
But like I said, look up what's the air raid offense.
Yeah, I got you. But I was just saying in that video, I know because you sent me the video as well. But even if you look at the video, that's what I was telling people before. Why Restrepo gets the ball a lot? Because he's in that position where it's a lot of times, a high percentage of the time, he is the primary read, and that's why why he gets the ball a lot. And so that's what I was telling people. But if you put somebody like Zero maybe in that position sometimes, maybe you get some bigger plays.
I don't even understand why they keep putting him on the sideline when your best man on the sideline, Brashard Smith.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And again, they not using the tight ends. In the air raid offense, you're using a tight end. And it's if you see where they put it out, like
they ain't using Skinner.
4x1, 4 receivers to 5 receivers. Yeah, they use him as a receiver tight end, not a blocking tight end.
I got you.
When you put him moving him close to the line, you right beside the offensive tackle. You in the blocking state, especially if you double tight. If you double tight and you got the tight end right beside the offensive line, you're not really in the air raid offense.
I totally agree with you, man. Well, like I say, Blaze, you got an interesting point, man. And I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Let me push on.
Yeah.
We won't be here long. Thanks, Blaze.
Okay.
All right now.
All right, everybody.
Yes,
all
sir.
Right,
hey, make sure you get that number over there, man. Real quick, I want to just get this. I want to give out Rawhide $199. Can I use fertilize your brain? Rawhide. We're going to talk, but you got to cut a check. No, I'm just teasing, man. Enjoy, dog. Enjoy your thing. Be honest with you. I got that from Michael Irvin. So if you want to be a Kane great, make sure you reference it. Tell them you got it from Coach Hayes, who got it from Michael Irvin. Anyway.
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate you, Blaze. Thanks, brother.
Man.
All right, now.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. All right, brother J. Blaze. What you got to say about that, 12?
Hey, Blaze, Blaze doing the research. I mean, listen, that means Mario got to get his hands off. That's the bottom line. But I still think with the new coordinators, remember, this is the first year. They're still trying to gel. We're seeing nuances of it. Has the full air raid been implemented? It has not been. That's the bottom line. So
that's why I brought Curry. But anyway.
Right. So you see bits and pieces of it. I don't think it has been fully implemented yet, but we're getting there. Again, remember, Mario's second year, Dawson's first year. So let's give them a little leeway. Because the play calling hasn't been bad. The play calling hasn't been bad, to be honest with you. And the offensive line has been playing decent. Let me tell you an interesting stat, man. You guys may not know. The most of the interceptions TVD has thrown this year, it wasn't because he was rushed. He was just misreading what was going on. Clean pockets. So it's not, even though if you guys are saying, oh, well, it's not fully air raid, I respect it. But even with what he's calling, not being fully implemented right now, I still think he's calling a decent game.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. Like I say, wrong tool for the job, right? You bring a hammer when you need a screwdriver. That's the problem, right? And that's the issue. Lakers all day, man. How you been, man? I ain't seen you in a while up in here, man. Anyway, let me go ahead and chop up some of this right here. Uh-oh. I want to talk to the soccer god. Yeah, talk to me, studio. What's up, baby?
What's up, big bro? You know how to get me to call in, don't you?
I know how to get you to call in. All you got to do is go ahead and tap him on the shoulder. Hey, I'm talking to you. What's up with you, man?
Look, no, main reason I ain't been calling, man, because these losses are conspiratorial, and nobody wasn't ready to accept it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just spare them.
12-0.
Spare the people.
Mr. 12-0, what's up?
We got a team to go 12-0. But Mario is sandbagging. And that first caller, that's why the offense looked the way it looks, like he was saying, because he's sandbagging. Last year, he's going to make this statement. Sometimes you have to have a season like that. How do you have to have a season like 5-7? Tell me that, Mario, please.
I don't know, bro.
And then this year,
oh, I'm missing. Hold up. Okay.
You can't tell me that Georgia Tech game. Listen, you remember that Pittsburgh game when we were 10-0, and in the pre-speech, the coach went to rambling, predicting they was gonna beat us, and they went out there and beat us 13-10. So the Georgia Tech game, I'm listening to the pre-speech. He was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a hard game. We might need 4 or 5 quarters." I said, "What coach predicts 5 quarters?" I mean, I immediately hit my head when I heard the speech before the game. During the game, when TVD, we weren't even supposed to have 3-0 at the half. TVD tried to throw another pick, but he dropped the ball. So we luckily got that 3 at the half. But I said, they trying to orchestrate this game to go to overtime? I can't believe it. And they were doing it. You go back and watch it. I said, man. And then all of a sudden we go and get 2 straight overtime victories. I said, Mario, man, did they at least give you this script? Because I think the Georgia Tech game was supposed to be a TVD come back and win game in overtime, but it slipped away from them.
I hear you, dog.
I saw Mario's face look up at the board like, because he knows they scripted last year Virginia's overtime game. And I challenge you to do a video, the last minute of that game, and you could point out like the 30-second mark at the end of the game, the Mario and the refs over there talking for dang near a minute. Go look at it, bro. I promise you're going to be like, man, what are they doing? This is just, you can't be considered an $8 million coach and do some of the things you're doing. Okay.
Well, studio, hold on. No. I got a lot of people in here, studio. I got a lot of people back here. I hear you. It's been a minute.
That's why I called in. Y'all can't accept it. He's progressing the victories. A progression. Year 1, we back. 2, you see us improve. 3 years. No, Mario. Why? Listen, they got listen. I told y'all, ever since we beat them in that lawsuit, and Al go and say, hey, even though we won the lawsuit, we're not going to go to the ACC championship game. We're going to self-impose it. Man, the NCAA been putting like invisible sanctions on us, bro. Anytime they can take a right, go look how they handle Bubba Bolden's whole situation where he was eligible. No, he's not eligible. Yeah, I said, man, why are they messing? What is they doing with our program? Yeah. And then the year we played LSU first, 2 straight games in a row, first play, they call us the target and take out our first starting DB.
Right.
2 games in a row, first play of the game. And then hold on, before I go. Right, hold on, one more. You say I ain't calling in, give me a little bit of time. Hold on. North Carolina game. If y'all can't see the pudding on it, we complain about them not calling a penalty for the elbow. I mean, not a penalty, but not calling his elbow down on the fumble. We complain. And guess what the NCAA do? And the officials, the stripes. You heard the Oracle, the stripes do. They give a record penalties to North Carolina. They just throw flags like it was just funny. To the announcer was like, oh, another flag. Oh, another flag. Oh, another flag. It's ridiculous. In mockery. Embarrassing Miami. They love it. And we still lost. But they got a record number of penalties thrown on them. The game after. Man, you can't make it up, bro.
I can't, dog. I love it.
You can't make it up. I can go on and on.
No.
That you'll be like, man, you can't stomach it because it hurts that they're doing it.
I got you. All right, dog. Appreciate it, bro. I do. I called you out. You came on, and you gave me the business, dog. I appreciate it.
I got 3 locks for the India League.
No, not
Gokulam Kerala. Barito Putera. And in the Africa Tanzania League, I got Simba. Them locks, boy. You better ask somebody. I'm out.
12 anything?
Hey, well, listen. Basically, he's just saying they don't like Miami. In condensed version, everybody watching the condensed videos on YouTube studios, condensed versions is basically they haven't liked us since the 1980s. He's just confirming that they still don't like Miami. That's it. I
love it. All right, real quick, let me push on. Let me get these donos out the way. CW says he's calling in from a flat earth. Damn, I ain't read it first. He's calling in from a flat earther convention. God doggone it, CW. Oh, God. Y'all too much. CE. Chris E. Where you been, man? Talk Studio. Appreciate the 1999, man. That's awesome, bro. Appreciate it. And the Juice. We about to shock them Seminoles. Well, we're going to find out real quick. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you guys for those donos. Y'all too funny. Studio One, I appreciate you, man. I'm going to let you roll. All right, going to the next member I got here. Let me see here. Oh, Lord have mercy. This man woke up from his nap. E. Brown, what's going on, man? Y'all going to respect my 2 minutes. I'm sorry. Go ahead, E. Brown.
Boy, that was some Johnny Quest crap if I ever heard it just now from my studio.
Can I tell you, that ain't worse than the doggone chicken nuggets you was talking about. Well, go ahead.
Hey, but listen. A couple of calls ago, someone called in and they talked about doing some research on the offenses that Mario ran at Oregon. Listen, the man's record at Oregon was 35-13. The man only lost 13 games at Oregon. He was 35-13, and he won three Pac-12 championships. Okay, in 2019 he went to the Rose Bowl, and in 2021 he went to the Fiesta Bowl. As delusional Miami Hurricane fans, anybody who comes aboard, the minute they do something that we feel is in loserdom, we start to condemn them and bring them down and talk a bunch of nonsense. But the man won 35 games and lost only 13. In the last 2 years, he's lost 13 games here at the University of Miami. And the reason why is because we have inexperienced players and we are lacking the talent to play.
Negative.
We're lacking disagree. We're lacking talent. We're lacking talent in comparison to that Oregon team, coach. Think about it.
Compared to Oregon, that team, but not compared to the ACC. Not compared to the ACC.
We're talking about the Pac-12 in 2019 and 2020.
I know, but you're saying that you're saying that in Miami, he's 13. He lost 13 games in Miami because we don't have the talent. I think we had the talent.
Well, I said that, but I prefaced it by saying this first. I said we have an inexperienced team coupled with the team that's lacking talent in all phases of our game of the game. Think about it. That team from 2019 to 2020 produced two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. You've got the kid out there playing with the Chargers, and at some time Mariota, he was pretty good. Okay, we don't have anybody from our team now that could be.
Man,
he played under Mario for about a year. Yes, and also we
Mariota
on our team.
Mariota? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he played.
Mariota played under Chris Ball. Maybe I'm wrong. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I mean, if even if he didn't play for him, the kid would play with the Chargers. The kid who plays the Chargers. Hey, he's one of the top
Justin
quarterbacks
Herbert
in the NFL. Justin Herbert. And also the kid here with the University with the Miami Dolphins, the defensive back. He's one of the best defensive backs in the NFL. The man had a loaded team with Oregon. Right now, we don't have that here with the University of Miami. We don't have it. We have talent, but we don't have the talent that could be comparable to the teams that 2019 and 2020 Oregon team. That's why you see the big difference. Okay? You see the big difference because they had talented players and they had experience. We are inexperienced and we're not fully talented. We've got to give the man the opportunity to bring the talent in order to get to the point where we're looking for. All right, stop being Johnny Quest delusional fans out there, all emotional with all this other stuff, and let's build a team up. Let's get talented in all phases. We need to have talent the first, second, and third string before we'll be able to compete for any championship.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So stop with all the nerd talk. Let's stop all with the nerd talk about fantasy football and all the other nerd talk about we don't have the offense, the same offense as Oregon, and hey, we don't have the talent or the experience right now to win a championship. We don't have it. That's why we're losing games and winning games. We're losing games and winning games.
Are you finished with all this vacillating?
Man, oh man! I mean,
this is too much. I'm about to drown in pontification. I mean, I appreciate it.
You're right, Coach. You're right.
Yes.
I've never heard so much pontification, vacillating, bloviating, and total delusional talk in all my life.
Says the man.
We won 5 freaking games last year. 5. We won 6 so far. We've increased the talent of the team. We've increased the talent.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
Give it opportunity. And listen, let's let this thing play itself out. Let's get another recruiting class in, and let's see where we go from there.
All right. This segment was brought to you by AARP. Sign up today for the Silver Sneakers program if you are 98 or older. Brought to you by E. Brown. Thank you for that pontification.
If you don't want me to call back, please don't allow the delusion to take over the podcast.
All right.
Don't let the delusion take over the podcast.
No problem. I got you. Appreciate you there, E. Brown. My Lord.
Good night, sir.
Good night. E. Brown called us delusional. It took him 10 minutes to tell us that 2 chicken nuggets were stuck together. But we're delusional. It took him 10 minutes to tell us that a Florida State fan had 2 chicken nuggets stuck together. And we delusional. He talked so doggone long. V12 fell out the chair. I think you all right over there, bro? My goodness. My Lord. All right, we got another member in the building, Shad. I see you, Jordan. I see another member coming to you after Shad. Shad, talk to us.
Oh, Coach. I need to know why you have not addressed the Miami Hurricanes using Xavier Restrepo like a tight end last game.
The same way that we use the tight end in Xavier Restrepo's role. It makes no sense.
Oh, okay. All right. I wanted to call and be joking, but what E. Brown just said is exactly what infuriates me with some of these people. It's 7-5 Oregon, 7-5 Miami. Same exact team. And we got people saying, hey, let's compare Mario to Dabo Swinney, who had never coached at the Power 5 level before. Let's compare him to somebody else. My thing is this. Let's compare the man to himself. To E. Brown's point, yes, won a Rose Bowl. Yes, won a conference championship. But why is he 11-10 at Miami and was 31-6 at Oregon? Studio said what he said, but at the end of the day, there's no excuse for going 5-7. How do you get paid more money than your predecessor and you lose 2 more games? How is that possible? How do we go from 4-0 to now it looks like we could end the season 6-6? We got the number 4 team in the playoff ranking, and then we got the number 11 team the following week. Now, I know the show is about TVD, but I want to be Chico. I don't want to answer the question. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. Momentum and demotions. I meant moving. But serious note though. I don't get it. We talk about talent. What about, like you say, Coach, what about execution? I've sat here since 2012 religiously watching Hurricane football games to only hear people say, we're not less talented than these teams. They're not doing more than us, but guess what they're doing? They're executing. So, E. Brown, instead of talking about the talent discrepancy that doesn't exist, let's talk about why is it that other teams are out executing us, and the Miami Hurricanes, with a high blue chip ratio, is playing for overtime against West Virginia, NC State. Wow, and basically doing the same thing against Georgia Tech. So I don't want to hear nothing else about lowering the bar for a man that went 31-6 his first 2 years, won all these Pac-12 titles. I don't want to hear nothing about lowering the bar, because I guarantee you, if Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, Lincoln Riley, Brian Kelly, or Jim Harbaugh, or Ryan Day was the Miami Hurricane head coach right now, there would under no circumstances would someone say, oh, well, we'll be fine by 2025. And I'm out.
Y'all ain't gonna take over this show. Y'all gonna respect my 2 minutes. That's all I'm saying. Y'all gonna respect my 2 minutes. Somebody getting slapped, and I ain't playing. And mother. Jordan, what's up with you?
What up, Coach? Been a minute.
Been a minute, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Except last time you was live, I think after the game, I was on hold for 30 minutes, couldn't get in. I just gave up, man.
Man, don't ever quit, dog. We got champions in all of us, man. What's going on, man? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy. What's up with you?
Man, I'm good, man. I hear everybody talking about the talent, this, and man, we got the number 2 talent roster in the whole ACC. So it ain't talent. It's just execution.
It's not talent. It is not talent. It is not talent. It is execution. I have to be honest with you. It is not talent. You're gonna tell me that North Carolina. And I'm sorry. Yeah, I know it's your time. Let me pause it. You're gonna tell me, and I try to be.
No, go ahead, preach, Coach.
Yeah, I try to be quiet, but sometimes I gotta just, like we trying to tell us it's not a talent issue. North Carolina State got more talent. If North Carolina had more talent than us, then why is a freshman being highlighted on their team in Concepcion? Think about what I just said. If North Carolina State has more talent, let's just think offensively. They highlighted a freshman in Concepcion, number 10 in their offense. He played wildcat. He played running back. He played wide receiver. They used him on a jet sweep. They found ways to get their playmakers the ball. Again, we got
that
talent.
one horse that can run, and they ran with it.
And they ran with it.
We need to figure we ain't got one horse. We got 7 of them. You just got to put them in their lanes and let them run.
And let them run, baby. I agree with you. All right, go ahead. I'll start your clock, man, because I know I got to talking. Talk to me. Go ahead.
My whole thing is like, I'm going to go back to the sole subject because everybody want to go back to talent and go off subject. I'm going to go back to the main subject by the quarterbacks. I'm gonna rein the show back in for you, Coach.
Please do, man.
My thing is TVD. You got to get out of his own way, man. Like you said, he got all the tools. You just got to use them right, man. He ain't using them right. So I blame the coaching because you're supposed to develop your players. And if he's not doing what he's supposed to, you got to set him to the side, let someone else do it. Because you're not just hurting him, you hurting the whole team, and you the head coach of the team, not just the player.
That's fair. That's fair.
You got a person last 4 games, he threw 8 interceptions and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Pop Warner, if he had those numbers, they would pull you.
You know what's funny? I was looking at his stats, and it's funny how the first 4 games he threw 1 interception. I believe that was Texas A&M game. No interceptions in the other 3. And then after the bye week, he went 3-2, 3-2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions. And I'm trying to see what.
It's like a whole 180, man. It's
but
like a whole 180. We was going right, and then switch, we went left.
But I'm just trying to find out what changed after the bye week, man. After the bye week, it's like a totally different young man, bro. And I'm just trying to see the O-line play is still good. Yeah, some people leak through here and there. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's football. But the O-line play is still solid. I'm just saying the defense is playing solid. Actually, they're playing better than they did the first 4 games. And I'm trying to see what flip was switch, or what switch was flipped, excuse me, after the bye week. Did the boy go party too hard?
Yeah.
What happened? That's crazy.
Man, but we just looking at him as a player too, man. Sometimes we forget he's human, man. You never know what's going on in his
and
life.
That's what
I'm saying. He could have a family member died, a new girlfriend, or lost a girlfriend or something. You never know, man.
No, I'm with you, and that's why I asked the question. But that's what makes me ask the question.
People mess up and stuff like that happen, and then everybody putting a lot of pressure on them. But as a coach, and I blame the coach because you're supposed to step in when you see things not going right. If he ain't doing what he needs to be doing, you put the next person in. I'd rather lose with the young person than the person who got the experience and just throwing her to the opposite team.
True story. True story, man.
If you riding on the future, if everybody's betting on the future, bet on the future.
You're right. I appreciate it. Man, I appreciate it, man. Let me keep going. These members jumping in here tonight. These members got a lot to say. They got a number of members in here. Insane DW up in here. Everybody, man.
All right, Coach. I'm going to keep watching.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being a member, bro. All right, here we go, man. Great job right there. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to this dono from Chris E. Ain't seen you in a while, Chris E. Chris E for the $9.99 said, you talking about lack of talent. What do you think we, the CU fans, are lacking if Miami is lacking talent? Yeah, y'all lacking talent on the O-line. We're not lacking talent. I have to be honest with you. Could some positions probably be better? Maybe. But lacking talent? No. We're not can you find some positions that you can do better at? Yes. But I don't think we're lacking talent. You understand? I don't think that's an issue. There's teams that we've played that don't have half the talent we have, right? And we should not even be in ball games with them. We should be blowing them out the water. Our most improved position on our football team is our offensive line. Our offensive line is the most improved position on the football team. Rocky says it's called turnovers. I hear you, baby. All right, let me get to it. Just saw Insane DW. What's up, man? Talk to me.
Coach, how you doing, my brother? Peace and blessings to you.
Appreciate it, man. Let me know when I get that blue. Now I'm ready for it.
Hey, I had to back up for it, man. The King's turning me into an alcoholic, man. I can't even do it right now.
Well, guess what? I'm going to come to your house and get your stash, man. Make sure you don't drink it. I'm going to come get all your stuff, man.
Hey. I see the address. Trust me. I just want to say, in terms of TVD, or as I call him, Tyler Man Down, it's not just his fault.
It's not.
It's the coaching. And we go back to that bye week, as you just mentioned, everything changed. Mm-hmm. Not just his play, but also the play calling changed dramatically. I don't know if I think personally the coaches knew there's an issue because if we go back to spring and fall camp, Every report we got back when we get stats and all that included what? TVD threw a touchdown, but he also threw an interception.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that's been going on for a while.
Right.
But they've been handcuffed by him with his so-called experience and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think once again, the lack of really utilizing the talent that we have on this team. We're loaded across the board at the skill position, but we're not getting our skill position players the ball or putting them in position to get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to the coaching. As you said earlier in the podcast, it starts at the head and then it trickles down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, no, I appreciate it, man. But no, I agree. There are some things. And one thing about football is never one person's fault, right? But somebody has to become the low-hanging fruit, I guess is the best way to say this. And right now, Tyler Van Dyke is the low-hanging fruit simply because of his turnovers. His turnovers have made him the lowest fruit on the tree right now, right? And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
But
yeah.
Mario needs to stand on the word.
We're gonna find
out. If they're not coaching it, they're a part of the problem. If you see a problem, you got to correct that problem.
I agree with you 1,000%.
They're not correcting that problem.
I agree with that 1,000%. And we're gonna find out, man. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see what the deal is. I personally believe he'll start Florida State's game. I believe if it looks a little rocky, you'll bring in a young guy. I believe which will be Emory Williams. I may be 100% wrong about this. I may be wrong as the day is long. They may flip this thing 1,000 ways from Sunday. But I just personally believe that maybe Tyler Van Dyke may start the game. I don't know how long his leash will be. And then they bring in Emory Williams. And then depending on how the game looks, you'll see Jacurri Brown. If the game is out of hand, you'll see Jacurri Brown. That's how I feel. I just feel that way. I feel that's how I feel. I may be wrong. And people may laugh. Look, Coach, you wrong. Listen, bro, I'm not at the practice. I'm not in the meetings. Everybody's speculating, right? And this has nothing to do with my coaching experience. This has to do with their personal preference and what they see at practice. But I just still feel like TVD will start the game. Emory Williams will come in once it look a little shaky. And if the game ever gets out of hand where we down, by whatever points that they feel like we can't recover, you may have a Jacurri Brown sighting. That's just how I feel about it. But, man, I appreciate your insight. Let me go ahead and knock these out so I can get off this deal.
All right, Coach. Peace to you.
Anytime. Peace to you, brother. All right, let me see. Any more members in the building? We'll see any more members in the building. All right, going to my next call here. 0164, excuse me. 0164, call or talk to us. You got 2 minutes.
Man, after studio and Oracle, man, I'm reaching for my cane juice, Coach. What's going on?
Hey, man, your head got fertilized there, brother. Talk to me, Rocky. I know this, Rocky, man. What's up?
Fertilized, Angela, whatever name you want to give it.
Yeah, man.
Whatever name you want to give it.
What's up, though? Talk to him, man. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, look, fan base is going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We're look. This has always been a rebuild year, right? We're always going to be probably 7-5, 8-4. At least that's what I've been saying since the beginning of the year. You know me, Coach. I've been on that bandwagon since the beginning of me and you talking. There is no right answer at Florida State for the starting quarterback. Okay, that's one. That's my opinion.
What do you mean?
We start Emory.
Explain that. What do you mean?
Okay. We start every week. We start the true freshman, 3 and out. FSU gets ahead. I mean, we done by halftime. We start TVD. It looks good. Then he throws a pick and goes into the tank. We bring out a true freshman and try to bounce it around with Jacurri Brown. I mean, what I'm saying is everybody wants the smoking gun right answer to what to do at FSU this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. I mean, it's really tough because I mean, ideally, in a situation like this, you'd like to go to your backup quarterback. Problem is, your backup quarterback's a true freshman, right?
Right.
You don't want to throw a true freshman out there at Oak Campbell Stadium in your rival game in the second game. I hear you. They did it against Clemson, but that was at home in a different situation. We all know Florida State's different, right? That's different. Different speed, different level.
Right.
So there is no right answer at FSU. That's what I truly believe, Coach. It's just a bad situation.
Yeah,
bad situation. I kind of agree with. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say, Rocky, you're right. Like if you go look at North Carolina State, right? They have what's the guy named MJ Morris, the quarterback. I believe his name was MJ Morris. But then they had a very experienced guy behind him in Brennan Armstrong, right? And that's the thing. We don't have that. We have fifth-year dude, first-year dude, right? It's like it's no middle ground.
Right.
It's different if say Jake Garcia was still on this team. Then they probably would have pulled him probably earlier because you got maybe a little bit more experience. But like, you know what, Rocky, you make a very valid point. I don't think there is a right answer so far as winning. But here's a funny thing. I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm gonna slap myself, and people are gonna jump on my head. We are 6-3. Why are we not talking about being 9-3?
Yeah.
Why we not? Why can't we win the last 3 games? Why are we talking like the season is just done?
Because everybody's so frustrated with what we've seen over the past 3-4 games. Tyler Van Dyke obviously shouldn't be doing what he's doing. Why?
I agree.
Why is Tyler Van Dyke doing what he's doing over the past 4 games?
I agree with that. And the thing is, it's a sudden change. It's like it's not like he struggled all year. Let's be honest. He didn't struggle all year.
No, first four games, he was white lightning. Then the bye week happened. I agree with you, Coach. And they said it on another show. Something happened during that bye week.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
That's being kept quiet. Don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. 2 things. Number one, you're right. There's no middle ground between Tyler and the true freshman that we have to bring in. Number 2, the reason that is because at the beginning of the year, they bet the house on Tyler. And they invested in him. And it's biting them. It's biting them, Coach.
Yeah.
It's biting them like your cane juice is biting.
It's biting. That cane juice be biting, Rocky. But
really, because they're probably sitting in offices looking at one another going, maybe I bet there's a lot of second guessing going on.
I tell people all the time.
Did with the QB room and what they decided to do prior to the season.
Yeah,
follow that logic.
Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get what you mean. I tell people losing creates dissension, right? Dissension goes amongst the ranks, and everybody start pointing fingers and so forth. But Rocky, let me knock this out, man. I gotta knock these dudes off here. Go ahead. See you later, peace.
No, I mean, if you look at it, Coach, we're 6-3. We a year and a half in the Mario. Fan base is going nuts already talking about coaching changes. Man, these people are crazy. Get out of here with that mess. Somebody earlier today said, were we better off with Manny? Man, get that dude in a freaking mental institution. We weren't better off with Manny. We're going to be fine. The roster's building. We just have a quarterback that has just kind of fell off. It's just tough. Tough. And that's it.
I totally agree. Man, let me do this. Let me push on, but I appreciate it, man. Over 300 people in the building. Go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead. Hold on, 12. We all out of whack. Make sure we hit the like, subscribe button. And you all right, man?
Yeah, man. Hey, I was hungry, man.
Somebody say you man, somebody say you
back.
Man, somebody say you slipped and fell in the
Big Mac.
Man, they say you slipped and fell in the overall.
Brother, I was starving, man. I was like, man, I ain't trying to be all this. I was like, let me listen. Had to eat. It passed my dinner. But I'm back. Hey, shout out to them Impossible Whoppers.
Rocky, let me let you go, man. Let me go deal with
all right. I heard you though. We building.
All right,
all right, bro.
Thanks, man. All right, Rocky in the building. Listen, it's the last call I'm going to take before I lock the phone line. So you got to this 2 minutes that nobody is adhering to because I'm soft, dog. This is what it is.
About winning these last 3 games. Why can't we go win these? I mean, Florida State ain't that great. They're lucky to be undefeated.
Rocky, your phone's still on.
Man, you still here, man? Coach, man, you need to get off, man. Come on now.
How you gonna tell me to get off your phone? I'm glad you ain't say. Hey, I'm glad you ain't say.
Third time you've done that to me when I come in, Coach.
You don't hang up the phone. I don't hang you. Remember, y'all called to a program and y'all got to hang up. I don't hang you. I mean, I can kick you off of it, but y'all don't hang up. All right, Rocky, appreciate it. I'm glad you ain't saying nothing I was incriminating, dog. All right, brother. All right, here we go. I'm getting ready to lock the phone lines here after this next call. 2956 coming to you for 2956. Call to talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from?
What's going on, Coach? It's Slim Shady from Memphis again. Long time no talk.
Man, super long time no talk. Slim Shady from Memphis. Talk to us, man. What's your thoughts about this situation, man?
Well, I really am feeling that you and that last caller. I think something did happen in the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why I'll say TBD should be the answer for this week, and honestly for the rest of the year. And as much as Cane fans don't want to hear this, how many young quarterbacks do we have to throw in there and ruin before we realize sometimes you just got to suffer through growing pains?
Wow.
We did it with Jake Garcia. We did it with Jacurri Williams. We did it with Perry. Yeah, we go all the way back.
Wow, great call.
Playing that quarterback pokey with Robert Marv and Ja'Cory Harris.
Ooh. I thought about Robert Marv today. Wow. You know what? Great call, Coach. Great call, Slim Shady. You know what's funny? You're right. When are we going to, and I think that's back to what I'm saying about just jumping in the pool and saying, if we're going to take these next 3 games and our plan is to move forward, don't appease the fan base. Use these 3 games to give whoever you think that future guy is 3 more games of experience. That's how I look at it. That's how, because right now, Mario's safe. Yeah, because here's the deal. Mario's safe. It's too much to fire him. Let's be real. He's safe financially for the university. He's not in the back end of his contract. He's a second year. What, to fire him would cost us $60, $70 million? You're not going to do that.
Oh, way too much money.
Yeah. So my thing is, if you feel, and I love what you just said, pick a guy. If you feel he's that guy, then ride him out and let him grow through this deal. Why not?
Yeah. Now, the other point I wanted to make, let's look at what's happened since the bye week. Now, this is where I completely agree with your point. It's never one thing. And I've been accused, much like you, of trying to defend TVD by pointing out what other things it is. Now, what are opposing defenses doing to us? Well, they're dropping 7 or 8 into coverage. And people want to say, well, Tyler Van Dyke can't read zone defense. That's his problem. Or is Shannon Dawson running 4 guys out there into 7, 8 in coverage and everybody's double covered? So he has to throw into double coverage every time. He has to throw into tight windows every time.
I don't agree with that.
And he needs to throw and out there so somebody is singled up.
12 say you don't agree. Go ahead, 12.
I think he's not making the appropriate read at the appropriate time. So I can point out plenty of plays where he's essentially shrugged off the outlet, the safety valve, and taking a shot that wasn't there. So he has to make a decision quicker in his mind. One thing I can say about Shedeur, he makes a decision very fast, and that ball is released out of his hands. So my point is this. Now, I know they're dropping back, but there's always someone open. You have to be able to read not only zone, read defenses in general. So that's the difference. You come to the line and you're going to look and see what they're in. So in your mind, Brashard at the backfield, our backs have to get more involved in catching the ball because sometimes that's where your safety valves are. And I've seen a couple of times where there's a guy in front of him, instead of taking the 4 and 5 yard dink and dunk, he's throwing down the field and into double coverage. That's a decision-making deficiency that has happened over the past. It's a regression for me. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what a zone defense is like. You know what it is. So I understand growing pains. I understand that. I get it. But at what particular point in time do you say, hey, listen, this is not working anymore? When do we go in a different direction? And you have to make a decision as a coach. You have to make a decision at a certain point in order to better your team and move forward.
Right, and I'm not going to disagree with the points you made. I mean, honestly, that's kind of what I started that off with. Is it's never one thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's all just because they're dropping 7-8 guys back into coverage. It's both of them. I completely agree with you. He has made some bad decisions, and some of those interceptions have been bad. But like I said at the beginning, you made the decision to ride with him. I think partly because Jaden Rashada took off on you. That's why they had to have Emory in that backup role. So you kind of have to roll with what you got for this year. Now, I'm going to end it with this because I know my time's up. But I've said this for years in defense of multiple quarterbacks at Miami. And this kind of goes especially for Tyler because it's been a little worse for him. That man has been handed now 5 playbooks since he got recruited at Miami. Why do we get this assumption every year that we have to have an elite defense in the very first year when that's the exception to the rule? Most of the time you don't very first year, but we're expecting Tyler to just because he's older. And like I said, that man's had 5 playbooks handed to him because Dan Enos recruited that man.
He just got fired.
Yeah. He was doing good at Maryland, went to Arkansas, and just got fired.
Well, man, Slim Shady, listen. Don't.
That's a great point. I mean, yeah, that's a great point, Slim. I agree with that. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. And you're right. You know, offensive coordinators
added to it is what I'm saying.
Yes, I agree with that. 100%. And like I said, I'm not down in TVD. I just think it may be a chance for us to make a change at quarterback. And even I said this in the beginning, because sometimes it takes maybe sitting down to kind of learn from the bench, from the sideline. It happens to a lot of people. When you bench,
it works for quarterbacks.
Say it again, Slim. I didn't hear your point.
I said that's a good point. I completely agree with that, and I've seen it work for quarterbacks.
Absolutely, yeah. In college and in the pros, sometimes you got to take a step back to kind of see what's going on. And we all have a slump. We all have a slump. I just know that combined with some of the regression that's going on, it's just hard for me to say, you know what, we should roll with TV for the rest of the season.
Right. Well, at the very least, I think he's earned the right to come out here against Florida State and see if he's out of his slump, because we all know when he's on, he's on.
I'll just say this in conclusion, though, Slim Shady, like I said, man, don't be a stranger, man. I got 2 more callers. I'm about to lock this deal out of here. Actually, I got 1 more. I'm about to lock this deal up out of here, man, but I appreciate it, man.
Yes,
man,
sir.
Call on in, man. Don't be a stranger. I love when you call. You got great questions, great points.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks,
you
man.
too. Take care.
Conference has been locked.
All right. Last thing I'm going to say. You know what? Slim actually brought up a great point before I get to the last caller. 1761 coming to you in a second. The Jaden Rashada threw a wrinkle in the Miami deal. And I didn't think about that. Kind of forgot about him, right? Out of sight, out of mind. It was supposed to have been Tyler Van Dyke, Jaden Rashada, a young Emory Williams, and you had Jacurri Brown in there, right? Right? Well, really, it would have probably, what I think should have happened would have been Tyler Van Dyke, a duel between Jacurri Brown and Jaden Rashada, but I'll just say Jacurri because he was older. Jaden Rashada, just from the age, right? And then Emory Williams kind of like, he was I don't know if he was a highly recruited guy, right? Just a guy they found that could play and cool. But when Rashada dipped, it pushed everything up quickly. And now you got you went from your 4th-string quarterback to he's now, think about if I'm right in my angle, he's now your 2nd-string guy because the 2nd-string dude said, I want to be red shirt. And the guy I think they really were counting on, Jaden Rashada, dipped on us. And I think we looked at Jacurri if he comes around, cool. If he doesn't, we got some guy. And Emory was like a guy that, we'll play him in year 3 or 4 of his career. No big deal. And now they're being thrust into the fire, man. Wow. Big call right there. Any thoughts on that, 12? As you got full belly, I'm over here off cane juicing a battery acid.
Hey, listen, you built for it. You built for the winner, man.
Damn, dog.
My dog built for the winner. You know what I mean? Like Pac say, with the Skinny Brothers ride, man, we gotta buckle up.
You know what happened to her? Cause I was eating a beef patty and cocoa bread.
Cocoa bread, yes. Little oxtail.
Patty man.
No, hey, listen. When you think about this, but that's why we have to have.
Ooh, I like it. I like that new avenue. The Cane Colt finna go make a shirt. Go ahead.
That's why we have to have these recruits come in because we all know Jake should have probably would have still been there. So now with this portal, we got to be able to recruit and maintain the talent. That's the bottom line. Maintenance. You got to be able to maintain the talent. Maintain the talent. How do you do that? That's the $1 million question. Because everybody can't play.
I got you. Ellen, I got you. I'll send you one. We'll talk. I got you. 1761, you're live on the line. Talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. You are the last one. Talk to me.
Okay, Coach, this is Coach D in Oklahoma.
Oh, man, right on
and
time.
I was just checking in with you. I looked at this thing, and I think the offensive coordinator and Mario boxed his quarterback room. From the point being, all those early games where we had 30-point leads, and the third and the fourth quarter should have been shared with both quarterbacks. And then you could at least see, everybody can see, including Jacurri, I'm not the best. I'm not the second string quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's going on what happened in one spring game. Now he done sat out now how many months since that? Now if he haven't got any better, to challenge for the second string, then we made a mistake in recruiting. I happen to think the kid can play. Mm-hmm. And I think, going into Florida State, both of them need to play. As simple as that.
And he played in Florida State game last year. He played in the Florida State game last year and did some good things with his legs,
so I'm
Coach D.
Understanding. I'm just lost on that, Coach. I'm looking at this, and I'm like, we had 30-point leads in those early games, and we're not Colorado. We can keep our 30-point game leads and stuff. We're not going to get caught, having a 30-point lead. So I'm like, what are we afraid of? I guess Dawson or somebody made a decision that this kid's going to be the second string quarterback no matter what. And now we're up against it. Jacurri's been running the scout team and all of that, not getting we don't know, but not getting any reps. So I'm like, what are we doing? How are we going to get prepared for this? We're on the 1-yard line, 4th and 1, and we're just going to turn around and hand the ball to the young kids. And these guys, everybody's gonna not stack up in there and stop us. It doesn't make any sense to me. Nobody can run. None of the other quarterbacks can run. Now we're in desperate mode now. So being desperate, Coach, you do desperate times, you do desperate things.
Yeah.
So I'm playing both the young'uns, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Now you're 100% right, Coach D. I'll just say this before I let 12 ride out. The only reason I want to see Jacurri because here's what I'll say. if Jacurri Brown decides to go to another school, I don't want him to go to another school and we be talking about, man, we let that dude go and he balled out and we never saw him play this year.
Yep.
I want to say either yes, that dude look good and he can play, or nah, coach, I get it where you going. Because I don't think what I saw from Emory Williams is enough for me to feel so confident only in Emory Williams. Now, because I have nothing to compare, I don't have Emory Williams to compare to Jacurri.
Exactly.
Last year, Jacurri is not this year's Jacurri. So I'm saying if Jacurri plays significant time and Emory Williams played, which we saw him literally play the entire Clemson game, I think you can now make a fair comparison. What I don't want to do is see a Jacurri Brown leave this program and go and light that thing up somewhere else. Right?
I think he can do that. You know, he's a good enough player, but like you said, all we see is flashes. All they talk about is he can run. Now, if he hasn't been able to improve his passing over 6 months, then he must have a broken arm.
And to me, to me, Coach D, we'll never know until he gets in the game. I don't care about practice.
Exactly.
Games are different. We all know you got people who game better, and that's all I'm saying. Put him out there. Let's see what he does. Don't give him a drive. Give him some significant time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
12, anything you like to say?
You know, we've done this so long, Coach, that we've seen that some kids just don't practice well. Yeah. And you get him in the game, and you know he's an athlete, you know he can play. You got to turn him loose. Yeah. You know, I'm still mad at Miami, who's one of my favorite schools, when you let Lamar get out of there.
Right.
And they said Lamar couldn't throw. Well, he's only been the MVP and the second highest paid guy in football.
And the Heisman Trophy winner.
And a Heisman Trophy, the youngest Heisman Trophy winner. So I'm like, how did it now? Come on now. Now, I hate to say that Miami these last few years since, not Mario, the kid before, our quarterback looking talent is that bad. It's just crazy. I'm not understanding that. You're supposed to have all this competition at every darn position.
Right.
But, since my man flirted with Alabama, he hasn't played worth nothing. I don't think he played that well in the previous games. As he should be. But since that flirtation, everybody's begging him to stay and all that. I mean, you let his ass go.
I hear you, Coach. I hear you. Well, I appreciate it, Coach.
Go, Coach. I'm going to let you go. But I just wanted to get that in.
Thank you, Coach D. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you too, brother. All right, Coach DC, I got to go. I'm going to go and close these phone lines out. I don't know why I got the phone up. I do that all the time. Hold up. I do that all the time. Anyway, I leave it. Slap myself. Yeah, that just shot me, man. It was so loud in my ear. All right. I will say this, man. Conclusion here, 12. I will say this, man.
I know everybody. To me, Emory has shown enough to get the start at Florida State. Everybody, he haven't done enough, but he's shown enough. He's done it.
I'm fine with that. What I'm saying is,
I love your point. Here's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter to me if it's going. I prefer Emory. If JB is going to start and give us that other dimension of running the ball, that's fine as well. Any one of those two rather than TBD in this game. That's how I want to close this. I hear your point. Give JB a shot and let's see what he can do. I hear the caller's point. Great point. Has he improved? Has the passing improved? People want to compare him to Jordan Travis. Well, remember, Jordan Travis, when he first started, he didn't really have the talent that he has now. It took some growing pains, and they stuck with him. But he did improve every year. And that's my concern with a TBD, and with our program. Your quarterback, your leader, has to get better every year. And if your quarterback gets better, your team should get better. It should follow along. So in essence, we have to make a change at quarterback, I think, starting this week. Is it going to happen? Who knows?
Yeah, listen, I think all parties agree about the change. All I want to do is what I want to say is I want to make it fair.
Okay.
See, if Jacurri doesn't play in this game, and he happens to play in the Louisville game, right? The comparison will be, or the Boston College game. The comparison will be, well, it was Boston College. It wasn't Florida State. If he was in Florida State, it would have been worse. My thing is, what's his name had a big game in Clemson? Give Jacurri his shot. He was fresh off the bench at Clemson. I mean, yeah, he played some sparingly. He didn't play significant times in a lot of these other games. Let's be honest. He was fresh off the bench at Clemson. Let Jacurri go fresh off the bench at Florida State. And see what happens.
I'm with that.
And if he stinks it up, yeah, because now you got two big time games, two big competitive games. Let's see if you can sink or swim. Emory did what he's supposed to do, enough to swim. Jacurri, let's see if he sink or swim. I don't know. I just don't want him. My biggest fear is that young man leaves this university, goes somewhere else, and we never knew or not if he could play. That's my. Fair. If he goes somewhere and stick it up, then hey, we may have gotten lucky, but we would never know. We just flipped the coin and he didn't stunk. He stunk it up. But for him to go away, as especially Slim Shady say, we don't commit to any quarterbacks. We put them through the ringer, dog. We put him through the ringer. But anyway, I want to just get his last dono, and we'll be up out of here, man. Coach got a lot to do and a little bit of time to do it. Canes Raw for the $5. Why y'all still calling him TVD? It's either Tyler or Michael Rappaport or 3 picks. I'm sorry, man. 3 picks. All right, I appreciate it. Anyway, 12. We in here in the building, man. Our next show, I will be in Tally Ho. End up making it happen, man. We're gonna go pregame, postgame. I'm not sure the schedule. We'll get all that stuff together. But I'm gonna be with Get Down Brown. I don't know if E Brown coming through. Apparently, Get Up Brown gonna be in there. QB telling me he got me when he go to Tallahassee. We're gonna have a good time up in there, man. So we're gonna see what's going on, man. We're gonna definitely check it out. We'll be in the building and we'll see what's going on. But I appreciate it. From me to you to everybody else. 12. Any last comments? We don't definitely get up out of here. Appreciate it.
We'll save everything. Thank you. We'll save everything for the pregame. We'll give our predictions. We'll figure out who if we're gonna shock the world or not. I'm putting the nose fan on notice. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I think the defense of Miami shows up and we show up big in Tallahassee. I think all the reservoir dogs are going to be loose and we're going to be eating. Reservoir, ooh, like that, eating, right? And what we about to do, when we get down there, we about to make some Tootsie Rolls in Tallahassee. About to make some Tootsie Rolls in Tallahassee. And
man, stop taking my niece and nephew candy, man, from Halloween. Go get your own candy, dog. I just realized you old candy thief, man. You know what? Stick your hand out there, man. Get your behind us.
Defense wins games, and we're gonna win this one. We'll talk about it, Coach. That's a cliffhanger for y'all.
Taking them babies' candy. Should be ashamed of yourself, Pops. Cut it out. Not me right this minute. Anyway, I appreciate it, man. We up out of here. Peace, love, and hair grease. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Yeah, peace, love, and hair grease. We in the building. We up out this joint. And with all that being said, we out. About dang time. 12 to mess around and left around. To mess around and left the doggone thing and went to go eat.
I was hungry.
It's always the ones closest to you be the ones that stab you in the back. Boy, I tell you.
Hungry hippo.
I'll tell you. Got to be more careful. Ain't nobody but me and you riding in this thing.
Concession stand while I'm on here. In the concession stand.
Man, we out of here. Go, Cat.